Ladies, gentlemen, and SCP and Midnight Society members, welcome back to another episode of Add the Frying Pan into the Campfire. My name is Slenderman, and with me as always is my more trendy cousin, Trenderman.
I love this already. We're doing so well. It's so atmospheric.
Oh yes, very atmospheric. You know it's serious when I lower my voice and are talking very more monotone than normal.
And we're not shouting for once.
Oh my god, yeah, no shout. Well, there might be some shouting later when that comes in, but...
Oh, absolutely.
So today we are discussing...
Screams of agony.
Oh, screams of agony. Spooky skeletons in the closet, I guarantee it.
So, this episode we're going to be reading and kind of commenting on old creepypastas from our childhood.
Yep, so we got...
Just to get into the spooky season.
We got a large lineup of creepypastas today. Who would like to go? Would you like to go first today?
Yeah, I can go first, yeah.
Which one have you decided to read first? Are you going to read a more serious one, a more comedy one?
I'm going to read a comedy one first. Yeah, you know, I just saw this one today. I laughed so...
Oh no, I just saw the name. Why, Zach? Why?
Because I crave chaos. Alright, so this one is called...
Who's here for the chaos?
I crave chaos and I crave violence. Alright, so this one's called Garfield's Horrible Joy.
Oh.
And I'm going to read this probably as serious as I can.
Well, that's the goal.
Alright. I'm a big fan of Garfield. You know, the comic strip character that's a fat orange cat with black stripes that loves lasagna. You probably haven't heard of him. He's pretty underground.
Oh, yeah, very underground. I don't know.
You probably never heard of him. You know, he's the funny cat. He's fat and he likes to eat.
Was that the one played by Bill Murray? Yeah.
He's Garfield, the funny cat. He's like Zach, the funny boy. He's fat and he likes to eat.
He likes lasagna.
He likes the lasagna. You probably do know about him and his huge fan base. It's absolutely fucking massive.
It's a massive
girth on this fan base.
You could fit the whole Great Wall of China in his fan base. It's massive.
But something that many Garfield fans don't know is that Garfield has some TV shows, like Garfield and Friends.
Does he?
The majority of these were hand-drawn shows that followed most of the traits that the comic strip had.
Very interesting. I didn't know this stuff. Maybe I should learn more.
Like I said, it's pretty fucking underground.
It's fucking underground.
You
never heard this shit before.
You're too mainstream for the Garfield TV shows.
I can only watch the films.
But there is one show I want to talk about called The Garfield Show.
The Garfield Show?
It's very creatively named. It was a cartoon like Garfield and Friends, but was in CGI and had more characters, so you know it's better. I loved watching that show, and so many others did. I thought nobody heard about the TV shows. I thought that was
what he was implying, that the TV shows are underground and nobody knows them, except for a bunch of people who have watched this one TV show.
So many others, apparently. It's still going to this day. Google that real quick.
I don't think it is.
It's still going to this day.
Also, this theme might have been a few years back. I'm pretty sure this is an older creepypasta.
It's called The Garfield Show.
I know it. I've seen the show.
I'm going to live, what do we call this? Proofread this?
2009 to 2016.
Yeah, no.
No.
So, I'm already unimmersed.
You lost me.
It's still going to this day. But the show was supposed to end at season 4, for reasons I will tell you in a second. Thank God, I was really curious.
Oof.
When I was at a garage sale...
Oh, the place where every creepypasta story begins. At the garage.
The spooky garage sale.
You know, how many haunted games and haunted videos can you find?
I want a creepypasta that starts in like a resale shop, like a Goodwill.
Oh, there has.
There is? Okay,
There's
good.
tons of them.
I want to find that. Alright. When I was at a garage sale looking at some stuff to get.
Some stuff to get.
It sounds like he's looking for drugs. My eyes laid on a Garfield DVD.
Hey, you got that Garfield DVD?
What's that?
Hey. I really need that Garfield DVD, guys.
The Garfield DVD. It's 2021. Go digital. which has the first 4 seasons of the Garfield Show. Let me tell you something. If you just go digital, you're never going to find another fucking haunted DVD again. And all your problems are solved.
I'm waiting for the haunted movies and DVD. Do you think the Rain VHS
the haunted Netflix?
The haunted Netflix. I swear, if somebody isn't that a plot of a Rain movie nowadays, where they upload the thing to the internet?
I have no idea.
I think that's what the new, if I remember correctly, they're doing a reboot of the Rain, and that's what they're discussing as a haunted video.
My eyes laid on a Garfield DVD, which was the first 4 seasons of the Garfield Show. So I asked if I could pay for this, like transactions work, and the guy told me to take it for free.
Well, a nice
That's
guy.
So generous and unsuspicious.
I don't suspect a thing. He seems like a nice gentleman.
I was overjoyed. Honestly, though, I've done garage sales before where I'm so desperate to just get rid of shit that I'm just take it.
I mean, that is very...
There's nothing wrong with it. Just fucking take it.
It's
I'm tired of looking at it.
I don't want to see this in my garage anymore every time I walk back in there.
Exactly. You don't have to pay me. Just take it. I was so overjoyed that I ran to my house and put it into my DVD player.
What you don't know is his house was about 3 miles away. He just
It's a long fucking run.
It was a long run back to his house. He didn't stop a single second. You should have seen him running.
This story is told from the perspective of Barry Allen. I want a Flash comic set to
I am the
Garfield's
fastest
horrible joy.
I am the fastest Garfield fan alive.
It started with the intro, like most shows do. And then I could choose an episode from seasons 1 through 4. But at the very bottom of the list was an episode called Garfield's Horrible Joy. I had no idea what this was, but out of curiosity I clicked it. I wish I hadn't clicked on it.
Oh no!
In all bold text, by the way.
Oh my god,
I
no!
wish I hadn't clicked on it.
Well, I gotta know what was on it now.
Also, shouldn't you be watching, in order, episode 1 down to
No, he's
Garfield's
a big Garfield
Horrible
fan.
Joy?
He's seen them all.
Okay. Well, I'm a big... Oh, shit, I don't know what I just did. I'm a big Steven Universe fan, but I still watch that in order.
What are you talking about? You gotta skip straight to Giant Woman, and then immediately back to episode 1.
That's fair. It started out with Garfield sitting on a chair, eating what looked like to be Odie's ears. Hold on, wait a second.
Wait a minute.
They're really throwing me in the deep end here.
It's wow, it doesn't even start slow. It just starts immediately at the...
Just eating what looks like Odie's ears. Okay, I was a little confused, but I thought it was just a little bit of lasagna. Yeah. They're so similar.
Dog ears, lasagnas.
Dog ears, lasagna.
Potato,
they look exactly
honestly.
the same. Easy mistake.
I did that last week. It just happens.
Then Normal came over. Said, hello!
What are you
and
fucking...
started talking. I told you, every time there's a quote, I'm gonna give him the worst voice.
What's that fucking mind turtle from...
Yeah. It's fucking my turtle from the Aston videos. Said hello. Actually, Normal should have a really deep voice. Normal came over and said hello. And started talking about how he's the cutest cat in the world. I don't know what's gonna happen next. I honestly kind of skipped this one as soon as I heard that it was Garfield related.
Oh.
But I want Normal to die. So if Garfield kills Normal,
it is a pleasant day.
I'm 100% in support of this. This is when things got scary, as if eating Odie's ears wasn't at least a little disturbing.
Oh, I would think it would be just a smidge.
Garfield then closed his eyes. For 5 seconds, they stayed closed. All right, let's close our eyes for 5 seconds. Ready? Get off your fucking phone.
No, I'm trying to look up the Twitch chat, you piece of shit.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to go into the stream to see the chat.
Okay.
We have 0 viewers, but that doesn't matter.
I know. This is where things got scary. Garfield closed his eyes for 5 seconds. They stayed closed. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You Then his eyes opened, revealing 2 bloodshot red eyes. Garfield's been hitting the wacky tobacco, if you know what I mean.
Are they hyper-realistic? Please tell me they're
It
hyper-realistic.
does not say hyper-realistic.
Damn
Sorry.
it!
We'll find one, I swear.
We gotta find one that at least says hyper-realistic blood.
Garfield grabbed Nermal by the neck, threw him against the wall. He leaned in real close and he said, "It's not always about the money, Spider-Man. It's about the Mets, baby. Love the Mets. Come on, get a home run, baby." Threw him against the wall. Then he pulled out a butcher knife that already had blood on it, inciting that he had already killed something with it. Yeah, that's kind of the context clues to that. Okay. Then slowly approached Nermal. Hold on, pause. I thought he was holding Nermal against the wall.
Oh, is it like the Sasuke Itachi meme where he's just choking him against the wall?
I thought he... Okay, let's go back.
So did he choke him?
Garfield grabbed Nermal by the neck, threw him against the wall. So he grabbed him and tossed him?
So,
Okay,
that makes a lot more sense. Opened his eyes.
He just fucking yeeted Nermal. He fucking yeeted Nermal. Okay.
I can relate.
Then he pulled out a butcher knife that already had blood on it, indicating he had already killed something with it, and then slowly approached Nermal.
How do you know it wasn't
Nermal?
How do you know it wasn't tomato sauce?
I know, he was eating lasagna, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was eating Odie's ears, which looked like lasagna, which is lasagna.
It could have been lasagna.
It could have been.
We're assuming they were Odie's ears, but they could have been lasagna.
It could have been lasagna.
Could have been
You
lasagna.
never know.
I was terrified at what I saw. Were you really?
Were you?
But had to see what happened. Then Nermal opened his eyes. Was he also closing his eyes for 5 seconds?
I guess so.
Nermal, it was a game.
No, you've already read that.
No. Nermal opened his eyes, revealing to him Garfield with bloodshot red eyes and a butcher knife. Then Garfield stabbed Nermal in the stomach, making blood splatter everywhere.
Oh my god!
I'm so spooked. I'm so in shock.
It's just sending shivers straight down my spine.
Then came something that scared me for life. Hold on. Scared me for life about eating meat. That's grammatically correct, right?
Oh, it's that vegan's teacher's creepypasta.
I can't tell. Scared me for life about eating meat. Garfield ripped open Nermal's chest and literally ate his intestines while Nermal screamed to death. It wasn't the intestine eating that killed him. It was the screaming. He screamed to death.
Oh. That's just the most common cause of death nowadays. Just scream yourself to death.
It really is something that we should be bringing more awareness to, screaming to death.
Yeah.
I almost threw up at the sight. I had to see the end. Did you really have to see the rest? At that
this is
point,
something
I would just
always
turn it off.
hear. It's like I couldn't look away. It's like you could have easily looked away.
After that, Garfield went up the stairs and saw John working on his computer. Then John turns around. "Oh, hey, Garfield!" With 7 A's.
No, you should have been more. Oh my God, Garfield! Garfield!
He's singing. Hold on. That's 4 F's, 2 I's, and what is that? That is 12 A's. Garfield then leapt at John, stabbing his eye socket. Blood everywhere as he ran around the room until he just laid there dead. Apparently John's a chicken with his head cut off.
Oh my God, not the death.
Then it showed a close-up of the front door. For 30 seconds, nothing happened. Then Garfield's face appeared. He had demonic sharp teeth and huge bloodshot red eyes. They really keep bringing back how bloodshot Garfield's eyes are here.
It's really just one of his big features nowadays. His bloodshot red eyes. Almost.
Remember, kids, don't smoke weed or you'll turn into a creepypasta. Don't do it. Don't be smoking the Mary Jane.
Jeff the Blunt.
Jeff the Stoner. Okay, of
the stoner. Jane the
A
stoner.
message repeatedly flashed on the screen saying, "I'm going to kill you, Sam, Sam, Sam." I'm assuming the narrator's name is Sam.
I'm going to kill you.
Been established.
I'm going to kill you, Sam I am.
I'm going to kill you, Barry, Barry, Barry. It's Reverse Flash. That's it.
It is Barry.
The Reverse Flash went back in time to this garage sale. He was the garage sale man. Eobard Thawne was the garage sale man. I immediately took the disc and smashed it to bits. I will never see Garfield or any cat again, because every time I see a cat, I always see those red, bloodshot eyes. Jesus fucking Christ.
Every time I look at a cat...
Any other way of describing his eyes?
Every time I see the cat, I think of lasagna.
Do you have any other way of describing his eyes?
No, they really don't. I mean, hyper-realist? No, I don't get that in this one. I think mine
just
has...
red bloodshot.
If we're doing comedy to start, I think mine does have hyper-realistic eyes.
Oh, I really hope so.
Is this the ending of it? Or is there...
Oh, we're getting close to the end, I think.
Yeah, no, that was the ending.
No, there's a little bit more. Watching that disc has let out a demon, and that demon is after me. That's a stretch. As I record this... Okay, hold on.
Wait, you were recording this?
As I record this, Garfield is slamming on my door, meowing his normal meow from the show, and I know that when he kills me, the last thing I will see will be those red
eyes! What the fuck? They keep bringing back the eyes!
Like Garfield's just at his door, I'm gonna fucking get you, Sam.
Oh no, it's his... No, that's why Garfield's pissed. He keeps bringing up his...
Garfield. Also, does Garfield ever meow?
No, that I remember.
It's just Bill Murray meowing at his door.
Meow.
I'm gonna fucking get you.
Meow.
I was in Ghostbusters and Groundhog's Day. And somehow I got roped into this
Cats
shit.
and dogs living together.
And that was Garfield's horrible joy. Okay, what?
I want to question everything about that, honestly.
I also love how every cat is now Garfield by the end of it. Every cat is Garfield. As a dog person, I approve.
So we have a first comment. Take a shot every time bloodshot eyes are mentioned today. Ooh, we should have brought a bottle of alcohol. That would have been the greatest idea.
Speaking of which, can you hand me my water over there?
Oh yeah, I got you.
Hand me my bottle of water. Thank you. Okay.
This episode is sponsored by water. Stay hydrated, my friends.
Stay thirsty.
Stay thirsty. No, you idiot. It's water. You're supposed to stay hydrated.
Every time it's bloodshot eyes.
Do you want to die, Mom? Oh, okay.
Okay.
So that was
what?
So what is your opinion on that creepypasta?
Well, like I was saying, every cat is Garfield now, apparently, and I don't know how to feel about that.
I know
Am
exactly.
I safe?
No, you're not.
Like, so Garfield's at the door trying to kill him.
Everyone watch out.
If I go out the window and encounter another cat, is that cat going to kill me too?
I mean, every cat... Your lasagna
this is
stash...
the sort of world building
Watch
that I
out
need to
for your
know.
lasagna stash, people. Every cat out here is Garfield. Lasagnas is not safe. Okay.
Do you want to...
Yes, I know exactly what the first story is, because this is going to be my one comedy one, and I'll keep it there.
You only have one comedy one?
One main comedy one. Like, I can still laugh at the rest of them, but this one is called The Amazing World of Gumball, The Grieving.
Okay.
Which is funny, because this is actually, if I remember correctly, the story behind this episode actually does have a real meaning.
Okay.
There is a real episode of The Amazing World of Gumball called The Grieving, which was
wait.
made by the creator, and they never got fully through it because apparently it was way too dark for children.
So this is like real, or is it like based on a true story? I guess
based technically on it. Okay.
All right,
let's begin.
Let's see how it goes.
I have always loved Cartoon Network as a kid. As I was growing up, it was my my all-time favorite cartoon to watch.
Take your time. It's okay.
I mean, I'm just speechless. Just completely and utterly speechless.
I can tell.
Yeah. Let's restart. I have always loved Cartoon Network as a kid. As I was growing up, it was my all-time favorite channels to watch. Even today, there's some good shows like Adventure Time and Regular Show, which are now
Both
over.
of which are now canceled.
No, only one was canceled. Actually, no, both of them both got finishes.
Yeah.
One of the newest shows on the network, The Amazing World of Gumball, is a cute, mildly entertaining show, which is also now over. Not really my cup of tea. It's a little immature, but my little brother seems to like it a lot.
These are really outdated, really pulling me out of the story. I gotta tell you, no immersion whatsoever.
One night, I was watching Adult Swim when I realized I'd be up so late that I hadn't even keep track of the time. It was already 4 a.m. I don't even recall ever watching Adult Swim that late, so I stayed awake to see what happened when it ended. A little bumper showed up at the bottom of the screen during a commercial break. It said it was a special episode of The Amazing World of Gumball and was about to come on.
On Adult Swim?
On Adult Swim.
Okay.
I was a little confused about an episode of such a very popular new show coming on this early, but I was bored and decided I would watch it, thinking it might come on later in the day so I could spoil it for my brother. Sort of mean, I know.
What a dick! What an ass. Okay.
The Flash is an emergent intro theme played, although it was played a little differently than I recall. The music was a bit different, and the show's logo wasn't animated. Its colors were done rather sloppy as well, almost like something a little kid would do as a doodle board or a glow board. I ignored it.
So was it like live action and wasn't animated?
I'm just imagining just a
Just
piece
a
of
live
paper.
action cat and then the fucking goldfish and
Meow.
meow. Love.
No, it's Garfield.
It's They're all Garfield. Oh, shit.
They're all Garfield.
Oh god, Gumball is Garfield.
I ignored it.
Did you lose your spot?
Assuming that it was done just for a special episode. The title of the episode was The Grieving, a sort of sad title, but I didn't really pay too much attention. It began with Gumball, the show's 12-year-old protagonist, standing alone facing a corner with his dimly lit classroom. He looked absolutely miserable, a far cry from his cheerful demeanor he usually has. There was no one else in the room, not even his best friend and adopted brother, Darwin the Goldfish, and the windows in the room clearly showed the night sky outside. I was starting to get confused. Why'd he be at home at night? Why was he standing in the corner, all sad and alone?
Gumball is sad. It must be haunted.
He's depresso. Better get him some espresso.
The worst creepypasta is just depression.
After about what seemed like a minute of Gumball standing solemnly in the corner, the scene suddenly changed, and we were in the Gumball's house. Once again, the scene is silent and a little disquieting.
Hold on, pause just a second. If he's just standing in the corner for a full fucking minute not doing anything, I would think there's something wrong with my TV or just turn it off.
just knock again. Hey,
it's like, okay, is it frozen or is it... I would just turn my TV off.
By the
I
way,
think it's broken.
What the hell? I've never heard disquieting.
Disquieting?
Disquieting.
Is that a word?
Gumball... The scene suddenly changed when they're in Gumball's house. Once again, the scene is silent and very disquieting. English, motherfucker.
Do they mean like disturbing?
I think.
Or like...
I think...
Discontent? I have no idea.
I have no idea what disquieting means.
Ask the chat if they can Google that for us.
Richard. So, going on. Richard, Gumball's enormous rabbit father, walks in from the kitchen.
He's fucking massive.
Huge.
The girth on this rabbit.
Almost as big as the Garfield community.
Every time something is described as huge, we gotta describe the girth of it.
The girth of his community is massive.
The girth of this fucking rabbit.
He looked even more miserable than Gumball had in the previous scene. Richard isn't wearing his usual attire. He's dressed in a fancy black suit, a little uncharacteristic of him, as he's usually a slob. He sighs, slumps down onto the sofa, and starts sobbing intensely, sounding like somebody who had just lost something important.
They're bullying this fucking rabbit. This poor dude.
You know, he's just trying to live... Oh, it is!
Is it a word?
Including feelings of anxiety or worrying.
Oh shit, that's cool.
Okay. You learn something new from creepypastas every day. Sometimes grammar mistakes, sometimes other stuff.
And look at that. We're learning English as we go along.
Okay. Creepy. You know, My parents told me creepypastas wouldn't teach me anything. I've learned today all cats are Garfield and that Richard's a slob.
And that disquieting. What was the definition again?
Disquieting, including fears of anxiety or worrying.
Feelings of anxiety or worrying. Okay. Alright, I guess it is a word.
Okay, I was starting to get a little creeped out. Where was the silly, fun cartoon that I usually looked forward to watching with my younger brother?
Wait, I thought he hated Gumball.
I thought he hated the show and his younger brother. But
I thought he said the show was immature and not his style.
Yeah, but there was something completely different. I was beginning to think that this might have been something the creator did as an experiment or something. A test of animation or sound, perhaps. Though it could have been... It could have been aside from the opening theme, which was still different from the final show. The episode had much more quiet than it usually was, only subtle sounds and very little music, and the animation was not anything to write home about either. It was done a bit like an amateur Flash or Newground cartoon. Wow, those are some deep cuts right there.
It's like that gross fucking rabbit did it.
God, Newground, the characters' designs were somewhat sloppy and rushed looking, and the real background used on the show looked completely different.
Okay, here's the thing. Knowing a little bit of how animation works, it would be easier just to reuse the old backgrounds than to create a new sloppy one.
I mean, I think he's trying to imply that this was a prequel episode to anything. Like, this was the test pilot.
Okay, alright.
I think that's what he's trying to get by. It's like, oh, it's a special episode because it's a pilot episode.
Totally unimmersed. Go ahead.
I am too, but I'm still trying. As confused and somewhat frightened as I was, for some reason, I kept watching it. Poor Richard was still sobbing on the sofa.
He just couldn't look away.
He couldn't look away from that mirror. As the front door opened suddenly, making me jump a bit at such a loud noise, and Gumball's mother Nicole, a blue cat like him, stepped in. Like Richard, she wasn't wearing her usual outfit. For some reason, she was in a black dress and was wearing a pretty black hat to match.
Ooh,
I like Garfield's me some black.
Mom making me want to act up.
Garfield's mom has got it going on.
All cats are Garfield. Garfield in a black dress.
With some tights underneath? Nicole sat
Nothing underneath.
It's even better. Ooh. Nicole sat down on the couch to comfort her husband, although she was looking a bit saddened herself. But at this point, Richard's crying had begun to get more pained and miserable sounding. This wasn't the normal cartoon crying on the show. This was realistic and almost depressing crying.
It was great acting.
Finally,
the animation shit, but the acting is 10 out of 10. It's 10 fucking amazing.
They should win an Oscar just for that performance right there.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. Finally, after what seemed like an hour, the sad scene at their house ended as it shifted back to the school.
They watched this shit for an hour? They watched these characters just fucking cry for an hour?
Dude, the show's starting to get boring. They're just sitting there crying.
There's absolutely no dialogue. There's no change of scene.
Have we had somebody talk yet in this?
No, they're all just
silent. They just crying
for an hour. You just sat there and watched this for an hour.
He's just standing there. Oh, menacingly.
Did I lose your spot?
No, I got it.
Okay.
As it shifted back to the school, we weren't in Gumball's classroom this time. We were in the Principal Brown's office. Nicole and Richard were there in their usual clothes, looking more normal and happy than they had been, but still slightly worried. Principal Brown, however, looked extremely sad. He quickly and what is that, sir?
Where are you at?
Somberly?
Where are you at? Somberly.
Yeah, somberly. Informed them that their child, Anais
that one is a word. I do know.
Yeah, I know that one. I was just pronouncing it wrong. Their children, Anais and Darwin, were not present at lunch earlier that day. They hadn't been seen at all the rest of the day. Nicole was instantly...
I don't like where this is going. I think I know where this is going.
Instantly furious at him. She began shouting various fucks and calls at him that I don't think would have made it on a more mature program like Regular Show.
Hold on. Who's swearing at him?
Nicole.
Nicole, is
The
that
mom.
Is that the mother? Yeah.
That's the mom
Oh,
cat.
damn.
I was laughing at this because it seemed sort of funny for Nicole to flip out in this manner and start swearing like a sailor on a G-rated cartoon.
The sexy Garfield's cussing you out.
In a black dress.
This is somebody's kink.
But my outlook soon changed when Principal Brown told her something else after she finished, had quieted down. After she finally had quieted down.
Yes.
He's using so many fancy words for a creepypasta.
Quieted?
No, I mean just overall, like somberly, disquieted.
You know, I mean, it's some high quality shit.
It's some high quality shit pasta. And his eyes began to tear up as he informed them that they eventually were found, but they had not been found alive. Even then went into graphic and nearly nauseating detail describing how their bodies looked, their parents sitting in utter shock. I could hardly believe what was happening. It was just a sketch. How could such a cheery and fun cartoon be talking such a dark and twisted turn? I was considering turning the TV off, but I was too scared to be left in the dark.
Couldn't look away from the red bloodshot eye.
That's a shot right there, baby.
Ooh.
There we go. Water shot. He couldn't look away.
We'll pretend it's vodka.
Sure.
It burns.
Ooh. I could hardly believe what was happening. How could a twisted turn? I was considering turning the TV off, but I was too scared to be left in the room by myself.
Yeah,
nearly
so keep
frozen.
Watching it.
Nearly frozen by fear and disturbing intensity as terrible things that he was saying. Another flashback. The scene was earlier in that day. The animation in the scene was even worse than earlier. I don't remember it very clearly. Well, he doesn't remember it. He doesn't remember it very clearly.
It's that fucking rabbit again.
It's the
fucking up all the animation. That
fucking rabbit tricks up for kids.
The disgusting ass rabbit.
Oh my god.
Gross
What
fucking
was it?
rabbit.
Earlier that day, the animation ship. I don't remember it very clearly, but I think he was gained his recollection by saying that the school had been called by the police when they first turned up missing, believing that the kids had simply run off and decided to skip school. They said it was a very uncharacteristic of both Darwin and Anais to go skipping school like delinquents. What, I think these
fucking delinquents.
Fucking delinquent kids.
Those little delinquent shits.
Darwin was a little naive and a bit ditzy, but he was a good kid. Like that stupid rabbit.
Like that fucking rabbit. He takes after his father.
He takes after his father. He dreamed of doing something like that. And Anais was even less likely to run away. She was a straight-A student, despite being only 4, which also troubled the police, seeing a defenseless 4-year-old little girl was missing, as well as an older boy.
Why is a 4-year-old in the school? 4-year-olds should not be going to school.
No, they explain it as she's super intelligent.
Okay.
She's more intelligent.
Oh my god.
Yeah, did you just see the actual image for it?
Oh my god.
We're back up. You'll see in a minute.
Okay.
The school had been thoroughly checked, so the police searched the heavily wooded area outside of the school. It took a little time for the police to discover the horrifying fate of Anais. In a small clearing outside of the school, Anais' head was found in a small box. What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Ah!
That's fucking disturbing. Someone stopped to draw that.
Yeah.
Oh god, these screens aren't connected, so I can't put it up on this stream.
A small box. You
That's
likely
for the
wouldn't
best.
have expected something like that to be showing in the show's cutesy art style, but it was nothing like that at all. Realistic blood covered the box inside and out.
Hyper-realistic blood!
We're back, boys.
Hey.
We're back.
It's just a fucking photo of blood.
When Anais' head was done in normal style, it was drenched in blood and some other fluids.
Someone pissed on her head.
Not all of them hers, apparently. There was a note in the box, seemingly written in her blood. It was never stated directly during the show what exactly was written on the note, but it led to the rest of the remains. Darwin's heavily mutilated corpse, what I remember.
Is there a drawing of that too?
No, I don't think they did that one. They did her head.
I was hoping.
What I remembered most about the scene was how out of place it seemed. All the blood and gore from Darwin and Anais' slaughtered and dismembered remains was done in a very realistic and disturbing way.
Are you telling me that a scene of cartoon characters being brutally massacred is out of place on Cartoon Network?
Nah.
No, I think that fits in.
I mean, Nickelodeon, not Nickelodeon, Disney last year had somebody getting stabbed through the chest. They did literally have a kid get stabbed through the chest.
There was Thanos got his fucking head cut off.
Yeah, but that's a PG-13 movie compared
to
a
PG-13, yeah.
Compared to a G-rated show.
Aren't decapitations R-rated? I guess only if you show it.
If you show the whole thing on screen.
Okay, yeah.
You just see. I don't even think you see the head on the ground. I think you just see him.
Well, you see the head roll.
Yeah.
You just don't see him actually get it cut off.
Yeah, you see the cut off, but you don't see anything. What was the way the scene was animated was different from most of the shows as well. You must have known that the characters from the series are done in vast different animation styles, from Flash to CG. I think that even a character done by someone putting their chin upside down to make a face. That is actually true.
Really?
Yeah, there's a character in the show that is literally just a head upside down with googly eyes.
Oh, not that part. I was thinking about Flash animation.
No, it is done by. Yeah, there's some.
Really? Huh.
It's Have you ever watched The Amazing World of Gumball?
Not in a very long time.
No, they have the whole school is filled with different animation style characters.
Huh.
Some CGI. Gumball, I believe, is hand drawn. There's CGI. There's Flash. There's.
Just like real life.
Yeah, just like it's an art student's favorite dream because it's a project they don't have to do much of.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
This particular scene wasn't like anything I'd ever seen on the show before. Every little detail on Darwin's face was clearly illustrated. He looked a little like a zombie. His face was very pale and his eyes had been gorged out by someone.
It's just a regular fucking goldfish. Just a regular goldfish.
Mutilated.
Yeah.
Anais fared no better, or what was left of her anyway. She was naked. Her stomach had been slit open. Her innards were strewn out around the trees and bushes in the woods, done once again in a very morbid and realistic style. Hyper-realistic, you could say. I was feeling very ill by this.
I hate you.
By the time this incredible disturbing flashback had come to an end, so I quickly ran to the bathroom to vom.
Vom?
It's vomit, but I just said vom.
To vom, it's like all the kids say.
Oh, the hip lingo.
You gotta
keep up with
the vom.
Kids, I was just vomiting in the bathroom today. You get me?
Vomit, bro.
I was feeling better after upchucking, so I had to realize that I had good timing and had run to the bathroom during a commercial.
They needed to
get the commercial work in.
No, I love that they had to come up with a different word for vomit. I had to upchuck.
Oh god. During commercial, I noticed that the show had been running twice as long. It usually runs for about 11 minutes, but this episode was running for about 30.
Hold on, I thought they were crying for an hour.
No, he said an hour.
Okay, alright, I see.
And then I was wondering if there was an information on the grieving on IMDb or something. So while the commercials...
Rotten Tomatoes to leave a bad review.
Shit episode, not enough hyper-realistic blood.
The blood was realistic when I was looking for hyper-realistic.
I was looking for more realism in my cartoon animated show. Nothing came up. No information.
There weren't enough red bloodshot eyes.
Oh my god. I'm checking to see if the chat has been... Okay. I
think we're good.
You're perfect. I looked. Now, intimidately skip the grieving on IMDb. I looked some info about this episode on Google. Nothing came up. No information remotely similar to the plot or names of this episode exists anywhere. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Now incredibly scared and wondering if anyone else is watching, I quickly dialed my brother Larry and asked him to turn on Cartoon Network to see if he was seeing the shit I was.
It's 30
Larry,
minutes have passed, so it's 4:30 in the morning at this point.
No, he says it's 11 minutes have passed.
Wait, I thought he said that
No,
the
it's
episode
11.
went on for...
It's going on for 30 minutes. It hasn't ended yet.
Okay, so it's
mid-commercial.
4:11 in the morning. He calls his brother, who I thought was younger than him.
He says he has a little brother, or could he have an older brother?
I guess Larry's the older brother. I'm just trying to understand this story.
Like,
I need to get it right.
Like what? I don't want to mess anything up here.
I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth here.
He was pretty mad that I woke him up at that hour, and he was a nice guy and told me he would see for me. I thanked him and stayed on the line as the show came back from commercial break. The show had thankfully panned away from the horrific sight of children's mutilated bodies and was back to the principal's office. I asked Larry if he saw some cartoon...
He's going to continue to describe the horrible mutilated bodies. He's still describing it.
I'm just imagining at 4 a.m.?
Yeah.
Getting a phone call from my brother. Hey, you watching this shit?
Turn on Gumball right now.
It just looks like Garfield, dude. I mean,
it's just fucking Garfield with these huge red bloodshot eyes.
If you saw the cartoon animals talking or crying since...
This gross fucking rabbit.
That was what they were doing on my TV. To my surprise, he said that he saw nothing like that, and said it was a run-of-old-mill Looney Tunes short. An utter shock, I dropped the phone and ran over to my TV to turn it off. As hard as I pressed, it would not shut off
He
at
said
all.
he saw nothing like that. Instead, it was just the run-of-the-mill Garfield.
I should have changed it there. I tried every single button, none of them doing a thing. I tried unplugging the whole thing as well, but nothing worked. The TV stayed on no matter what.
Oh my god.
Larry had hanged up, assuming that I was playing a joke or something. I guess I was alone once
fuck
again.
You, Larry. This is important.
What a fucking brother, Jesus.
I know, seriously.
My door was locked from the outside somehow, and the door to my bathroom was now locked as well. It seemed I had
no chair against the door.
It seems
I had my fucking episode or else.
It seems I had no choice but to call the police, since my other family members were gone that night. Wait, so you were gonna brag to your...
Call Larry back and tell him, hey, I'm locked in my room, can you help?
Well, in his own words, he thought it was a joke. Wait, who... Is Larry like a way older brother? Because he said no one was home.
Yeah, I guess.
So wait, why are you up at 4 a.m. in a house by yourself?
This is what happened in Home Alone when the cameras were turned off.
We didn't see all the...
Kevin McAllister story.
To watch... it seemed I had no choice but to call police, since my other family were gone that night. It was the reason I could stay up so late to watch Adult Swim in the first place. When I hurriedly dialed the number, I accidentally dropped my cell phone into a cup of Pepsi.
You fucking klutz, you deserve to get murdered now.
This episode is sponsored by IMDb and Pepsi.
And water.
Praise Hydro.
Hey. I already took my drink.
I was very scared. I had no choice but to finish the episode. I turned on all the lights in my room and got under the covers, hiding from my little brother. Hiding like my little brother does when I make him watch scary movies with me. There we go.
Said hiding from my little brother. I'm like, wait, that nobody told.
Oh, I forgot about that visual. You're going to see it in a minute. Okay. I had apparently missed a little bit, but Gumball's parents were still talking to Principal Brown. So now that much. Nicole was asking if Gumball was all right. Apparently, since she hadn't remembered him when Principal Brown told her what happened to Darwin and Anais, he looked slightly confused and shocked for a moment, and explained to her he thought Gumball was out sick today. He had spent the day at home by himself with the stomach bug. Nicole screamed and wailed when Richard quietly told him it in a very out-of-character voice that they had thought Gumball had gotten on the bus this morning. It didn't seem that way. You ready?
Okay. What is that?
That's Gumball hanging by a noose.
Oh my god! It looks like Gumball having an orgasm.
He died of auto
asphyxiation. Gumball.
The police were called once again to search the building.
Content.
In the small forest outside Elmer Junior High, they had found him in Mrs. Simeon's classroom, hanging by a noose with blood-covered knife behind him and a blood covering his clothes. The episode ended with the shot of Gumball's dead body hanging there in the corner. fading to black.
I guess the series is over now.
The credits rolled silently, not like the usual way Cartoon Network annoyingly airs a promo that squeezes halfway the screen. These credits rolled unusually slow, and they weren't that fun to watch either. A little creepy just playing while text on the black background. Where's my post-credit scene?
There's gonna...
Where's my post-credit scene?
Post-credit scene, Gumball comes back as the Red Hood.
No, it's Nick Fury walks in to Nicole. Hey, I'd like you to join the Avengers Initiative. I know you just lost your kids, but
I'm here to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative.
I recognized Ben. I'm not gonna get that name right. I recognized
Ben
Bouclet as he was he's the creator of the show too. The creator of the show. The rest of the people I've never heard of. The copyright notice at the end of the episode is Cartoon Network 2001. Which was incredibly odd, seeing that the show was new for 2011. After all that was over, the screen went to static for a split second, during which some incredibly creepy and shocking video clips were shown between static intervals. I can still remember all very clearly. The first was a picture of a person in a Plec Doctor outfit. Those always scared me for some reason. Ah!
Oh no!
Not the Plec.
Malpractice.
Oh god, he's seen me ring around the rosies. Stop him! And the other people were in suits, were filmed very just badly as a red light. Something that freaked me out incredibly was shining over the clips.
Our light turns red.
Yeah. The next was what seemed like a video being played very fast over and over as a kitten's face being squished by a woman wearing heels, which was very strange because a so-called friend of mine sent me a picture yesterday of a cat being stomped on and killed, similar to a kitten in the video. The last one that's actually a YouTube channel. That is a very disgusting. I've seen it, not seen the channel, but I've heard.
I think you need new friends, pal.
That's a pretty fucked up friend you got there, buddy.
Although maybe the cat was trying to kill. It was Sam defending himself
from the cat.
Exactly.
He took a picture of
it. Was Barry.
he survived that story.
Oh, he was okay.
Yeah.
And now he's on a journey to kill every cat.
The last one was the one that disturbed me the most and made me want to cry, both cry and vomit my guts out. It was my little brother, or at least a small child who looked very similar to him, being shot in the face by a person who looked like my father. You could clearly see the child's brain and blood splatter on the wall. I began to sob uncontrollably after that, traumatizing clips so much that I passed out. When I woke up, my door was unlocked. My television was turned off. I went to call the police on my home phone in my kitchen and report that I had some very disturbing things on my TV and that my doors had been locked. When they arrived, they couldn't find nothing like what I had remembered from earlier that morning. I told my brother about the episode and he fainted. What? Why would he faint just by hearing it?
Fainted just from hearing it. It's like, Darwin's dead? Oh.
My internet history was even cleared. Oh no, how am I supposed to find my big booty bitches now? How am I ever gonna watch my big booty bitches?
I can't do this. Nobody will ever find out about the girthy Garfield fan now.
My internet history was cleared. They were angry at me and just assumed I had a really bad nightmare.
That's what I would assume too, you stupid piece of shit.
When I was sure I hadn't. Good thing I recorded the episode. The officers were shocked at what I showed them. One of the officers felt real bad for me and took me out for a small dinner so I could recollect my thoughts. Oh. Salad, really?
Oh, that's nice.
Hey, I heard...
He took him to get a basket of fries at McDonald's.
Hey, I heard you just had a big traumatic nightmare. Would you like to meet me at 6?
You wanna... Do you like a small dinner? Nothing too expensive now.
I can't afford it on my police budget. At the diner, I remember that my father was out visiting my aunt, and that they were supposed to be back by noon or something. It was already 11, so the officer and I drove back to find a whole squad of police cars, even some government agents at my house. They explained to me that my little brother was missing, and that my mother and father were major major suspects.
Why would you tell a kid that? Like, don't tell him
I was
that
freaking
part.
out and trying to tell them about the disturbing clip of the boy who looked like my brother being shot in the head. But they wouldn't listen. I stayed with my older brother Larry, who wouldn't believe me either. I insist that all he saw was an old Looney Tunes cartoon, and nothing at all creepy or weird. The cops eventually told me that they would contact Turner Broadcasting themselves and tell them about the incident. A representative of Turner Broadcasting came to my cousin's house to talk to me in a private about what I had seen and experienced that night. He was very kind. It all seemed a little like some sort of front. After I could tell him all I remembered, he agreed to play back that day's programming from when the incident from the disturbing Gumball episode had occurred. To my shock, all that was airing at the time was an old Looney Tunes cartoon. Nothing more, nothing less. I hysterically sobbed and moaned that even I had experienced and seen was completely real. No one listened. Eventually I discovered
Didn't you record the tape?
Eventually I discovered Ben Boo had a Twitter account, so I sent him a message about the episode, and this was the reply I get. One thing. This is his one thing. How in the heck did you find that?
How in the heck did you find that?
I never ever thought I would think about that old shame again. Don't tell anyone that Sarah, yes, that's my name. But the amazing world of Gumball goes back, and you know. I used to draw a lot of boring jobs as a teen. I sketched little drawings of the Warrison family. That episode you saw was never supposed to be seen by anyone but me and a few friends of mine. It was very, very awful things to do. But we made this episode as a joke. A guy from my old job who everyone hated and had a lot of lost children to crazy serial killers.
Huh? Had a lost child to a crazy serial killer. Everyone fucking hates this guy.
Who apparently still
all the time.
He was the rabbit.
He's that gross ass rabbit.
Guy who apparently still out there somewhere. Anyway, we made this so we could make fun of how he came into my work usually crying like a fool. Which is why you saw Mr. and Mrs. Watterson crying so much in the episode.
He is the rabbit!
I know I am deeply sorry for what I did, which is why I tried to bury that stupid thing years ago. I literally went out into a countryside with my mates and dug a hole and buried it. Oh, he's British.
With my mates.
My mates.
Went out to the countryside with my mates and we buried it.
It's Chris copy of it. By the way, how did you get CG in the year 2001?
Toy Story came out in like 97, didn't it?
Same style of CG as the show, which looks nothing like Toy Story.
Also, can we talk about how the dog from Toy Story has just human eyes?
Oh yeah, it's just blatantly human eyes.
That is a creepypasta in itself.
So, what I didn't... God, that was the ending, right? A hole
Was
and
that
buried
it?
it. What I don't get, though, is how you described the blood and guts and stuff. We didn't have any scene with Darwin and Annie's bodies being found. All that happened in the episodes where the parents were informed the children being found dead and them crying like crazy. We didn't even draw anything in that episode like that. At all. We're not that sick.
You made a cartoon to make fun of your coworker whose children were murdered. Yeah, you're kind of an ass.
Now, this is my theory. The lunatic who killed the man's children found the tape we buried and watched it and heavily edited it. Then he hijacked the local TV station near blah, blah, blah. I blocked out the name of my city. I was paranoid enough. It's a small town. Somehow, I got the episode to air on your local Cartoon Network station. Now, why your brother couldn't see it, I have no idea. Why is it you're the only one who saw it? I have no idea either. Sorry, but I don't know. Now, for the explanation I don't have been waiting for. The clip at the very end. I don't know. I don't. I'm deeply sorry for the bottom of my heart, but I don't know why those clips were aired. I just don't. I'm sorry. I really am. But me and my mates are just the ones who made...
my mates.
are the ones who made this scene with Richard and Nicole crying. That's it. I'm sorry, Sarah. Oh, Sarah's her name.
Oh, Sarah. Okay. I thought Sarah was the person talking. No, Sarah is the name of the
main character.
Protagonist, I guess?
As the hero of our story.
The hero of our story.
I'm so deeply sorry. Best wishes and bon voyage. It's Ben and everyone involved with the grieving. Lee, stay the fuck away from that episode. And that's the ending.
I love it starts out like, how the heck did you find that? And at the end he's like, stay the fuck away from it. There's a real tonal shift by the end of that paragraph.
It changes in 5 minutes. Okay, so that was...
Oh, you...
out of its score of 10, what do you give it?
I'll give it a zombie fish out of 10. What about you?
I don't know. I'm going to give it...
I'll give it a gross fucking rabbit out of 10.
I'm going to give it a headless rabbit head out of 10.
How did I not see that was
By the way, here, let me pull up that image for you, because it's not...
Are you just going to turn around and show it to the camera since we can't...
That's the one I was looking... Oh, they don't have the full body shot. There is a video on YouTube of this. If you ever are curious, go on YouTube, look up The Amazing World of Gumball the Grieving, and there is an actual lost episode.
Yeah, you can see all the images. Unfortunately, we don't have the iPad connected to the stream.
Yeah, it is.
So we can't share.
By the way, if you're looking at the audience is this way, not this way.
No, I'm talking to you.
Oh, okay. Which one are you reading next?
I know which one I'm reading next. Okay. So, this one...
Are we going into classics?
No. I'm going to turn it so you can't see it.
Oh, this is going to be interesting now.
Yeah, this one was recommended to me.
Is it short?
It's very short. And, God, I feel like I'm having a stroke just looking at it. Okay, I'm going to read it to you exactly how it's written. Are you ready?
Ooh, I could do that.
So you're with your honey, and you're macking out when the phone rings with a Z. Hold on, let me get in real close. Okay.
Oh, we're on the ASMR podcast now.
We're gonna read this in the story voice. Are you ready?
Gosh.
So you're with your honey, and you're macking out when WEN. When the phone rings, you answer it, and the voice says, again with a Z, "What are you doing with my daughter?" You tell your girl, and she say, "My dad is dead, D-E-D." Then who was phone? Go ahead and look at it. I feel like I had a stroke.
It reminds me of a...
So you're with your honey.
It reminds me of a video a while ago. It was quoting a Twitch streamer who dropped LSD and played LSD Dream Simulator.
That's funny as hell.
And he was talking. It's like, you guys keep telling me to look at the wall, but potato.
Potato. So... Then who was phone? Who was phone, Alex?
Who was the phone?
Who was phone?
Who was
my
phone?
God. Yeah, there. Then who was phone? That's who recommended to me, by the way.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Does Bruno Mars is gay?
It reads like a really bad, like, relatable meme. Like, so you're with your honey.
Hello, my fellow youth.
And you're macking out when the phone rings.
I'm in right.
You answer it, and the voice says, "What you doing with my daughter?" Like, I'm letting you see it now, just so you can see how badly it's written.
Awful. Like, it's god awful. Do you want to read an actual story?
Give it a rating out of 10. I dare you.
Homie out of 10.
Homie. It's not homie. It's honey with an N.
Sorry. Honey out of 10.
H-O-N-I. A honey.
Honey out of 10. Do you want to read an actual one, or you want me to go with the next one?
I don't know. You know what?
Do you want me to do another lost I could do another.
Let me do one more, because it's another short one.
Oh, I love this one.
Yeah. Okay. This is Wow Wow Wubsy lost episode.
Wow.
Okay. I heard this one earlier, and I had to throw it in here. All right. I used to like this show, but I'm never watching it again. Enjoy my story. Really throwing you right into it.
Welcome to a meeting of the Midnight Society.
Just really getting you right into it. It all started when I was woke. It all started when I was woke up in the middle of the...
I was woke.
I was woke up in the middle of the night by the Wow Wow Wubsy theme song. I had turned off my TV before I went to sleep, but I did not care. I was not tired.
Then why are you going to sleep?
Yeah, right? No. They turned it off before they went to sleep, and then they were woken up later on by the theme song.
But they just said they weren't asleep, though.
What? No.
I
started
woken,
when I was woke up.
I was woke up. How do you woke up and then immediately, I'm not tired?
Started when I was woken up.
It should have been, I was woken up.
When I was waking up.
Or I was awoken.
I was awoken, yeah. It started when I was woke up. But I did not care. I was not tired. So I watched, quote, Wow Wow Wubsy, end quote.
Oh, I didn't know what show we were talking about.
At first, the theme song was normal and stuff. But then when it says wow, wow, wow at the end, it repeated 8 times. And the last time, it was a deep voice.
Wow, wow.
I imagine it's just the last wow. So it's like wow, 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 wow.
No, it's like the fucking Phyllis Bueller song. Wow, wow.
The last wow was a deep voice. Then it showed the title card that said Wubsy the Killer. That was strange because Wow Wow Wubsy is a kid's show.
Oh, I love Jeff the Killer spin-offs.
Guess.
We got Jane the Killer, we got Trent. Now we got Wubsy.
I forgot about Jane the Killer.
Oh, yeah,
that's the classic.
Sometimes reverse murderer, sometimes lovers, sometimes... depending on the situation.
I was freaked out, but I watched it. It started with Wubsy in Widget's house. Then Wubsy asked if she could come to his... If she could come to his house. You're already in his house.
Yo, motherfucker.
You're already there.
No, he's just standing outside the door.
It started with Wubsy in Widget's house, and Wubsy asked if she can come to his house. You're already there, Wubsy.
He's one of those guys that knock on the door and then ask, "Can you hang out?"
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, I guess I'm now obligated to say
you're
yes.
Already fucking here. Widget said no, end quote. Here is when it is freaky. Wubsy gets mad and pulls out a gun. Whoa! Wubsy's got a fucking Glock.
I was about to say. Oh,
this
shit.
went from 0 to 100.
Wubsy pulled out the Glock.
This went from 0 to 100 real fucking quick.
Wubsy's got the Glock.
Wubsy pulls out a gun. He runs to Widget, which is now lowercase, by the way, and puts the gun in Widget's mouth, again lowercase. He shoot and blood splatters.
And blood goes splat.
Oh my god. This feels like it was written by a 7-year-old. It probably was.
It was written by a 7-year-old. No,
offense to the author. Then Wubsy went to Walden's house and pulled out a knife. Wubsy, you have a gun. I feel like you're downgrading.
It's like, nah, he's got to switch it up.
You gotta switch it up. You gotta keep things interesting. Keep you on your...
He stabbed the gun straight through the person and left it there.
Keep you on your wow toes.
No, it's like a... It's not a Glock. It's one of those old 1800s rifles with a spear bit on the end of it. And so he stabbed it into him and left it there.
It then cuts to black for 10 seconds. Again, if it's black for that long, I feel like my TV would have turned off. I would have assumed my TV's broken. After that, it showed Walden's body close up. The episode ended, and I realized it was shorter than most of the time. I then went to sleep hoping it was a dream. I woke up and saw some news about the episode on some news channel. I saw the news on some news channel.
Oh yeah, my favorite news outlet.
The news.
The news.
The news. That's where I get all my news from. I get all my news from the news, by the way.
Yeah, I get all my news from my news. My favorite drink is Pepsi, and I conveniently drop my phone in there all the time.
And we all hate that gross fucking rabbit.
That looks like Garfield.
And we're all...
We're all
strapped in case Widget doesn't let us in our house.
All right, that's it.
That's it. I've fucking had it.
This is the last nail.
I stopped watching and forgot all about the episode and lived normally again. That's it. That's the end.
Why?
At least
out of all the endings they could
all
have
lived
chose
happily
from,
ever after.
and they all lived glockily ever after.
Yeah.
The end.
Nope, that was it. That was the end. They were
Okay.
done.
So now we're going more into the classics territory.
Okay.
We have how many classic stories? 1, 2, 3,
I don't
4.
know.
I don't know if we're gonna read them all because we're about an hour.
What are we at?
in.
It should say in the recording.
We are an hour and 4 minutes in.
Okay,
so let's.
so we can read a couple.
Here, do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's reach for the stars, everyone. It's everyone's favorite.
Oh no.
It's everyone's favorite creepypasta, Sonic.exe.
Oh god, this is gonna be good.
Give me just a minute.
Don't die.
No, I'm playing on it. I need water. The sponsor of this episode. Water.
I've got like a beard hair in the back of my throat that I've been like subtly trying to get rid of this entire
Oh, that's
time.
pretty much where I'm at. This is a story. I actually made this story. It's all,
you wrote this?
Yeah, the story's all about me.
Oh.
The ending too.
Well, fuck you.
I'm totally a Sonic the Hedgehog fan, much like everyone else. Aren't you?
The universal the
universally
universal truth that binds us all together is that
deep down, everyone's a Sonic the
everyone's
Hedgehog.
a Sonic fan, and we all know that the Garfield fandom is real girthy.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Much like everyone else. I like the newer games, but I don't mind playing the classics. I don't think I've ever played glitchy or hacked games before, though. I don't think I want to play any after the experience I just had.
Well, you're in for a fucking ride.
No, I think it's describing the game right now. I started on a nice summer afternoon. I was playing Sonic Unleashed. I liked how you to explore the town in it, until I noticed out of my peripheral vision that the mailman had arrived and put something in my mailbox as usual and left. Yes.
He just fucking left. What a dick. He didn't even stop to say hello.
I paused my game to go see what I got in the mail. The only thing in the mailbox was a CD case for computers and a note it took it inside. I looked at the note first and realized it was my dear friend Kyle. Thanks, Kyle.
Next hurts, hold on.
Let's just call him that.
Ooh,
whom
wow.
I haven't heard in 2 weeks. I know that because I recognized his handwriting, though what was weird is how it looked. It looked badly written and scratchy and somewhat difficult to read, as if Kyle was having a hard time writing it down and did it in a hurry.
Are you trying to read this in Sonic's voice?
A little bit.
Just go on to what you were doing.
If I could do it more in Sonic's... This is what he wrote. Tom.
Please do. Keep it up.
I can't take it anymore. I had to get rid of this thing somehow. Perhaps it's too late. I was hoping you'd do it for me. I can't keep making these shitty games.
Can't keep...
Forces was the last straw. If you don't destroy the CD, he'll come after you too. He's too fast. For me.
Sonic, I thought you were the fastest.
He's too fast for me. Whoa. Please, Tom, destroy this godforsaken disc before he comes after you too. It's too late for me. It's like,
I need to breathe. Okay, maybe we should stop.
destroy the disc and he'll destroy him. But do it quick, otherwise he'll catch on. Don't even play the game. It's what he wants. Just destroy it. Please, Kyle.
Thanks, Kyle.
Well, that was certainly weird. Even though Kyle is my best friend, I haven't seen him in 2 weeks. You just already stated this.
Fuck, don't tell tales.
I didn't do what he asked me. I don't think it's that simple game disc what would do anything bad to him. After all, it was just a game, right? Boy, was I wrong about that.
Boy, was I wrong about that.
My question is, if you wanted to destroy the disc, why didn't you just destroy the disc?
Why didn't you do it yourself, Kyle?
That's all you needed to do.
Why are you sending it off to someone else to do it?
Anyway, I looked at the disc and it looked any other ordinary EDR disc, except it was a black marker on it written Sonic.exe, and it was much unlike Kyle's handwriting, meaning that he must have gotten it from somewhere like a Pawn Stars.
He got it on Pawn Stars.
Or eBay. When I saw Sonic on
I've got this haunted video game. It's super famous. It's one of a kind. give you $5 for it.
That is pretty much Pawn Stars. Anything that's not military related or weapons related, it's like $5.
Mm-hmm.
Especially that Pokemon card collection.
I once saw somebody pawn Paul McCartney's bass guitar, like the violin bass he uses.
Yeah.
And they only offered him like $100 for it.
Oh my god.
It was ridiculous.
I mean, do you remember the offer they did for the Pokemon cards?
No.
It was like $100.
Oh, that's fucking ridiculous.
And then...
Were they like first editions?
He had 3 first edition Charizards.
Oh my god.
In his own words after, he's like, I only went on Pawn Stars because I wanted people to see my collection to get an actual buyer.
That's fair, yeah.
Which it did work.
That's pretty cool. Where are we at?
I know. When I saw Sonic on the writing of the disc, I was actually excited and wanted to play it, since I'm a big Sonic fan. I went up to my room and turned on my PC and put the disc in, and installed the game. When the title screen popped up, I noticed that was my first Sonic game. I was like, awesome, because like I said earlier, I liked the classics. The first thing I noticed that was out of place was when I pressed start. There was a split second when I saw the title image immediately turn to something different, something that I now consider horrifying, before cutting to black.
Were you gonna fucking describe it? What was it?
I remember what the image looked like.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Sonic. I was real curious.
Just leave pauses in between every time. I remember what the image looked like in that split second before our game cut to black. The sky turned darkened. The title emblem was rusty and ruined. The Sega 1991 was instead Sonic 666, and the blood had turned red like blood. It looked hyper-realistic.
Yes, we did it! We got it! We finally got it!
I knew.
Also, Sega 666. Damn, that's an old game.
Yeah, that's a pretty old game. Jesus was playing it, actually.
That's 600 years after his death.
Oh, how do you know it didn't come down?
That's a good point.
No, it's Lucifer. It's Lucifer.
That's about 300 years after the formation of the Catholic Church, by the way. Yeah.
But the freaky thing that was in that split-second frame was Sonic. His eyes were pitch black and bleeding. Ow, my eyes.
Oh my god, I just realized. That implies that Sonic is older than the Norse religion.
Praise Lord Sonic.
That's incredible. Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
His eyes were pitch black and bleeding with 2 glowing red dots staring right back at me. His smile had stretched wider to the edges of his face. It was rather a disturbing image when I saw it, though I figured it was just a glitch and forgot about it. After it cut to black, it stayed like that for about 10 seconds or so. I thought you said it was a split second.
Yeah, I thought.
And then another weird thing that happened. The save file select from Sonic 3 popped up, and it was like, what the fuck? What?
It was like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? What's this doing in the
This isn't a legit game. I should probably stop before it gives me a virus.
What's this doing in the first Sonic game? Anyway, I noticed something's off. The background was dark, cloudy skies, a bad Stardust Speedway level from Sonic CD. And then there was only 3 save files. The music was that creepy Ave of Winter music from Earthbound.
Oh, I thought it was the Lavender Town music.
No, it's Earthbound. Only it was extended and seemed to have been in reverse. And the image of the save file, you saw a preview of the levels. Oh, it's just red static for all 3 save files.
Where was it?
And then the image of the save... What freaked me out more was the character select. It showed Tails, Knuckles, and to my surprise, Dr. Robotnik. Now Baldy McNosehair.
Baldy McNosehair.
Now I was sure that something was up.
It's that gross fucking rabbit again.
I mean, how could you play as Baldy McNosehair in a classic Sonic game, for crying out loud?
Mm-hmm.
That's when I realized this wasn't a glitchy game. It was a hacked game. Yeah, it definitely looked hacked. It was really creepy, but...
Didn't he say earlier that he's never played a hacked game?
Yeah, but he got this from his friend, remember?
But, like, hold on. But that was written as if this is past tense, as if he's, like, narrating in the future.
He was narrating the past, so he said he had never played a game. So this is him this is flashback.
Okay, I see now. All right,
this is him. It went from the third to the third.
I'm clear.
Okay. Yeah, it definitely looked hacked. It was really creepy, but as a smart gamer, I wasn't scared. Or at least I tried not to be.
I told myself that it was just a hacked game, and there was nothing wrong with
A
it.
smart gamer. I wasn't scared.
I'm intelligent. Look at me run. Anyway, shaking off the creeped out feeling I had, I picked file 1 and chose Tails. And when I selected and got started, the game froze for about 10 seconds. I heard a creepy pixelized laugh. It sounded awful like Kefka. Sounded like Kefka guy from Final Fantasy before cutting to black. The screen stayed black, and for about 10 seconds or more, it showed the typical level thing.
The laugh is just it sands.
Then it showed the typical level
Man, this
title,
episode's awful.
except the simplest shaped for difficult shades of red and text showed only Hills Act 1. The screen faded, and the level title vanished, revealing Tails in a green hill zone for Sonic 1. The music was different then. It sounded like a peaceful melody in reverse. Anyway, I started playing and had Tails start running like you would in any Sonic game. What was odd was that as Tails was running along the level, there was nothing but flat ground and trees for 10 minutes. That was when the peaceful music started to lower down into a deep tone, very
10 whole minutes.
10
You
whole
did
minutes.
this for 10 fucking minutes
No.
without giving up.
5 minutes.
I thought you said 10. Oh, 5. Okay, yeah, 5 minutes. Still, 5 whole minutes. You ran straight into nothing in a Sonic
That was one of
game.
my favorite joke creepy. It wasn't a creepy pasta. It was the Sonic hacking contest, which is I think just ending now. They had a hack which was literally as simple as it can get Sonic, where it was just running in a straight line through every stage for 3 minutes.
That's my kind of Sonic. I'm awful at Sonic. It's like I'm terrible at that game.
Oh, good, a game I can easily beat you in.
Yeah, easily. Especially the old ones.
I suddenly saw something. I stopped to see what it was. It was one of the small animals lying dead on the ground bleeding. That was when the music started to slow down. Tails had a shocked and saddened look on his face. I never seen him have before. So I had him moving along and kept that worried look on his face. As he kept moving, I saw more dead animals as Tails moved past them, looking more and more worried as the music lowered, and he moves past more dead animals. He was shocked to see how they all died. They looked like someone killed him. Whoa! In really gruesome ways. A tail was hanging out of a tree, what appeared to be his entrails hanging from it. A bunny had all 4 of his limbs torn off, and a duck had his eyes gouged out and his throat slit. I felt sick to my stomach when I saw this massacre, and apparently so did Tails. After a few more seconds, there was no more animals, and the music seemed to have stopped. I still kept Tails to continue.
You're the next animal, Tails.
I always liked stuffed foxes. After a few minutes passed after the music stopped, Tails was running up a hill, and then it stopped. It wasn't until I saw why. Sonic was there on the other side. Whoa, that's me!
Oh, hey, buddy. How's it going?
With his back against Tails. From his eyes closed, Tails looked happy to see Sonic, but then his smile faded, obviously knows that Sonic wasn't responding to him. If not acting as if he was totally obsessed with Tails' presence. Tails walked slowly towards Sonic. I noticed that I wasn't even moving my keyboard to make him move, so there had to have been a cut scene. Suddenly, I began to hear a growling feeling of dread as Tails walked closer to Sonic to get his attention. I felt that Tails was in danger and something bad was going to happen. I heard faint static, growing louder as Sonic was put inches away from Sonic, and stopped and shook his head to touch him. And stuck his hand out to touch him.
How long can you keep this voice up?
That forbidden feeling in my gut was growing stronger, and I felt the urge to tell Tails to get away from Sonic as the static got louder. Suddenly, in a split second, whoa, Tails, watch out for me!
Hold on, does this say that?
No.
Oh, okay, I was really confused. Like, wait, hold on, what just happened?
I'm doing Sonic's voice, so I might as well keep it going.
Oh, you're speaking from, like, Sonic EXE's point of view now.
No, I'm speaking as Sonic, talking to Sonic.
I know how this ends. This is going to be great.
Suddenly, in the split second, I saw Sonic's eyes open up, and they were black with these growing red dots. Whoa! It looked like the title image, though
It looked like the title. His eyes were rusty?
No, his eyes were glowing red.
His eyes were the number 666.
Thought there wasn't a smile when it happened. The screen turned black and the static sound was off. It stayed black for about 10 seconds, and that's when text appeared forming a message saying, "Hello, do you want to play a game?"
No, thank you. I'm good.
At this point...
Thanks for offering, though, but no, I think I'm gonna...
Should I try doing that with a deeper Sonic voice?
Yes, do.
God, where were
Hello.
we? Saw Sonics. For when the title screen formed a message saying, "Hello." No, Sonic is up here, so it should be lower. What's creepier than this?
That's true. Alright, let's just go on.
Here, do your best Sonic impression.
No.
Can you think?
I can't even get like the voice in my head. Hey, hello. Do you want to play a game with me? Whoa.
At this point, I was creeped out. I didn't want to continue with the game, but my curiosity got the better of me. When I was taken to a different level, this one was titled Hide and Seek.
Hide and Seek.
But this time I was in Angel Island Zone from Sonic 3, and it looked like everything was on fire. That happens in Angel Island Zone, though.
Okay.
By the way, why you call it... I changed it to Zone because that's what it's called, but it was written Angel Island Level.
It's part of the aesthetic.
I don't get it. I'm not a big Sonic.exe fan.
I thought everybody was a big Sonic fan, though.
Oh, no, it's EXE, though. He's a completely different fandom.
Oh, God.
Tails looked as though he was scared out of his wits this time. He actually looked at me and made frantic gestures to me as if he wanted to get out of the area he was in as fast as possible. He was starting to get freaked out by this. I mean, Tails was actually breaking the fourth wall, trying to tell me to get out of there.
So get the fuck out of here, you dumb... You should have destroyed the fucking disc. What was his name? Do I know his name?
Sonic! No.
Sonic! You should have destroyed the disc, Sonic, like Kevin told you.
So I pressed down on the arrow key as hard as I could, making him run as fast as he could. Pixelated version of this creepy theme when you meet Shadow at the Ark as Robot... What a sentence.
Okay.
When you meet Shadow at the Ark as Robotnik from Sonic Adventure 2 was playing as I made Tails' trek through the
I feel like there's a lot of details in that sentence that are
deluded
unnecessary.
forest, trying to help him escape from whatever he was trying to run from. You could have just said, I think that's just Shadow's theme.
Yeah, that's... Okay,
You could have just said Shadow's theme from Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah.
You didn't have to
or
go...
like the theme when you meet Shadow in Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah,
like,
that's...
You don't need to mention the Ark or Robotnik in that sentence.
You have to be the Ark. When you meet Shadow at the Ark, that's later in the game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that,
well, when you meet Shadow at the Ark.
Or just say the Ark theme.
Yeah, I don't know.
Suddenly I heard that creepy laugh again. That awful Kefka laugh. Right after... He is a tree. Right after 10 seconds have passed, I have helped Tails running through the... There we go. That was a really good sounds one.
Yeah, there you go.
Running through the forest, and then I started seeing flashing lights of Sonic pop everywhere on screen. Again with those black, red eyes. Shadow!
There's those horrible red bloodshot eyes.
Oh, the music changed to be a suspicious drowning jingle. As I saw Sonic behind Tails slowly gaining on him. Flying! Sonic wasn't running, he was actually flying. The flying pose, his sprint was made looking very similar to Metal Sonic's flying pose in Sonic CD. Except it was just Sonic, and he had the black and red eyes again only. This time he had a decrepit...
No shoes, no gloves, just red and black eyes. He's got toes. This Sonic has toes that are just flapping in the wind behind him.
Suddenly, Tails tripped.
I'm so sorry for making everyone visualize that.
Suddenly, when Tails tripped... Oh, it's Super Smash Bros. Brawl over again.
What?
When Tails tripped...
Oh, fuck.
Another cutscene. The music stopped and Sonic vanished. Tails laid there crying for 15 seconds. The scene was rather upsetting to watch, and I kind of teared up myself. But then Sonic appeared right in front of Tails, and Tails looked in horror. Blood started to come down from those black eyes of Sonic as a grin slowly grew from his face. As he looked down at the horrified fox, I could do nothing but watch. Just in a split second, Sonic lunged at Tails. Right before the screen went black, there was a loud scream noise that only lasted 5 seconds. The text returned only this time. It said, "You're too slow. Want to try again?"
No, thank you.
And then the god-awful laugh came. If I could do a shadow voice.
Don't fucking do
I do shadow.
That god-awful laughing. Every time he mentions the laugh, I'm going to do it.
"You're too slow. Want to try again?"
You're a beta male, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Beta. No, I'm an alpha. Oh, betas say that.
I just got a notification from Spotify about Bo Burnham.
Oh, did he release something new?
I guess. I don't know.
Wasn't he doing remix versions of his album?
Maybe. I'll have to look at it later.
I was so shocked by what had happened. Did Sonic murder Tails? No, he couldn't. He's my friend. He and Tails are supposed to be best friends, right? We are. Did Sonic do that to him? I couldn't have.
I thought Kevin was your best friend.
It's Kyle.
It's Kyle. I forgot his fucking name.
You forgot the best friend's name.
I forgot his name.
I shook the screen off as I was hard back to the character select screen. The save file that had Tails was different. Tails was no longer in the box itself, but the TV screen itself, which was flickering with that red static. Tails' expression scared me. His eyes were black and bleeding. His orange fur was gone black, and he had an expression of anguish on his face. Trying to ignore it, I picked Knuckles. And unlike me, he chuckles.
I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure Tails is fine. Just ignore it.
And he always comes back anyway.
Yeah, he's...
The laugh came again.
I wasn't paying attention.
And the screen cut to black again and stayed there for another 10 seconds. This time the level said, "You can't run." I was really freaked out by now. I could really tell if this was a glitch or a hack or some kind of sick, twisted joke. What is this? Or anything really? But despite my fears of what happened next, I kept playing. The next level looked more difficult. It had the ground of Scrap Rain Zone, but the sky background looked like the main menu. It had the dark, reddish, cloudy sky, but the music that creeped me out the most, it sounds like Gygas's theme, right after you beat Porky in Earthbound. This guy's really an Earthbound fan, isn't he?
Yeah, I know. This is some really deep cuts.
It's like if you have never played Earthbound, you don't know any of this music.
Yeah, most Americans don't know Earthbound very well.
Not very well. They know the game, they just haven't played it.
They know the game, they know it from Smash, but they don't know, like...
Have you played it?
Not a very long time.
I've beaten it.
Yeah.
I've beaten this and Mother 3. I've never gone and played Mother 1.
I've never played Mother 3.
Mother 3's fun.
Yeah.
I think Mother 3 is my favorite.
I've just...
Welcome to the Mother discussion on the Sonic.exe podcast.
Well, that game could work as a hacked, like, ghost game.
Oh, that's what the Undertale had. That's what Undertale was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was literally... that's how Megalovania came into existence, was the theme to a Halloween hack of Earthbound.
I'm really hungry. Alright, go on.
I'm starving. Thought it not as much. More rather, he looked like a little unnerved. He broke the fourth wall just like Tails and looked as if he was not sure about going on. But I made him move anyway. He ran down the straight path in the dark level. As he did, the screen started to flicker red, static as a couple of times. And then it was maddening laughing coming again. Then after a few seconds of running, I noticed several bloodstains on the metallic ground. It felt I grew a very sense of fear again, thinking something horrible was going to happen to Knuckles. Not Knuckles! Not Knuckles the Enchilada.
The enchilada!
My favorite one. Nipple the Enchilada.
Nipple the Enchilada! Call him that for the rest of this episode.
He looked nauseated
please.
and walked down this bloodstained road, but I still keep him going. Suddenly his nipples ran. Sonic appeared.
Suddenly his nipples ran. I can't breathe.
Suddenly his nipples ran. Sonic appeared right in front of him, with those black and red eyes, and that red static appeared again. The static vanished, showing nothing but black screen with the text saying, "Oh, you can't." Whoa, switching shadow is hard. Found you. I was scared. Knuckles already. What was going on?
I found nipples already.
Found nipples already. Whoa. Not my fiery nipples. Anyway.
My delicious hedgehog nipples.
Nipples the enchilada.
This is our first stream. We're already going to get banned from Twitch.
Anyway, red sag came again. And then I was going back to the level. Knuckles looked like he was panicked, and Sonic was now nowhere to be found. And this time that high-pitched squeal from Silent Hills 1's final boss was playing. Wow, I've never played Silent Hill 1.
Yeah.
Well,
this guy really knows his games.
I thought he was a Sonic fan, not an everything else kind of fan.
Yeah, he's really just a gamer.
Yeah, he's a smart gamer.
He's a smart gamer.
Suddenly, Sonic appeared right behind Knuckles, and what appeared to be pixelized black smoke. He's a smoker, too.
Sonic's been hitting the vape pen.
I made Nipples turn and punch him. No. You can't take this.
First of all, I don't understand how you've been able to keep this voice up for so long.
It's been hard.
Made Nipples turn and punch him.
Then Sonic appeared behind Nipples again, and then I made him punch him again. And Sonic vanished laughing. Nipples was panicking even more. Even I felt I was going crazy. Sonic was proudly playing with us. He was playing a sick, twisted little mind game again with me and Nipples.
Me and Nipples.
Another cutscene played as Nipples fell to his knees, clutching his head, sobbing. I felt his agony as Sonic was actually diving at both of us, crazy. Then in a split second, Sonic lunged at Nipples, and the screen went black with another disturbing screaming noise that lasted for the last 3 seconds. Another text appeared. So many souls to play with, so little time. Wouldn't you agree? What the hell? Just what the fuck? What the hell? Just what is going on? I started to think Sonic was actually trying to talk me through.
You turned on my Siri. Okay, hold on.
See.
I don't know what you mean by, hey Siri, I think song is actually trying to talk me through, and you turned on my Siri, okay. Web search for it.
Yeah, you find a web search.
No, please don't.
Oh, God damn it, no, we were halfway through that story.
Oh,
damn you, Siri. Damn you. We gotta get back to Nipples.
Hey, Nipples,
You can't. Nipples, the enchilada, is my favorite character.
Hey, Nipples.
I think I found it.
Did you find it? Oh, we lost it.
Was scared. She found sign. Another both crazy. There's a split-second lunge. So many soul. What the hell? Just what's going on? I started to think Sonic was actually trying to talk to me through the game, but I was too scared to think about it. I was brought back to the main menu, and this time the second file box had Nipples in the TV screen. His red fur had darkened to a reddish gray. His dreadlocks had drooped with blood. His eyes were black and bleeding too. He had a lot of sadness on his face. I began to think that these were the actual characters trapped in these television screens on the save file, but I couldn't believe that. I didn't want to believe it. So I shut off the game, took a break, and I took a power nap.
Good job, Sonic.
Wish I hadn't, because then I began to have the most disturbing nightmares. I was in pitch black darkness, though I was under the lights giving off a lamp that hung high above my head. I could hear the cries of Nipples and Tails. They were saying stuff like, help us, and why do you give us to him, and run away before you get to. Those cries died out as I heard Sonic laugh. His laugh, it sounded a lot like disturbing Kefka laugh. They were a lot fun to play with.
Oh, wait. Sorry, my bad. I was thinking about Nipples and Tails.
You were a lot of fun to play with, kids, just like your friend's Kyle, though he doesn't last long. I was scared and looking around for the source of the voice. Wouldn't be long now until you join him. Yeah. And all
Kyle
my other
last
friends.
Very long once you start
I saw him walking
Nipples.
towards me, flickering in and out of several directions. You can't run, kid. You're in my world now, just like the others. Whoa! When he grabbed me, I saw his bloody black and red eyes, grinning face. I woke up with fright. Whoa! After a couple of hours, I decided to continue playing the game. I don't know why, but I had to know. I had to figure out what was happening. So I turned on the computer and selected Baldy McNosehair next. I still thought that was Reki and playing as Baldy, but still Baldy McNosehair. But as well, the level title appeared again, and this time it said ... which I thought was red, but what I found really freaky. It is Pokemon's 25th anniversary. This time it was in some sort of hallway. Don't really look like from any classic Sonic game, though it had pixelated style. The floor was shiny and checked. The walls were dark gray purple, with animated candles and a few dark bloodstains here and there. It was a dark red curtain hanging above on the top part of the screen. Every 12 seconds or so, that red curtain swayed very slowly. And you're playing the game, you can barely see it move. The music was oddly pleasant. A piano played a rather sad yet peaceful song.
This sounds like a very nice place.
Oh yeah, it's not bad.
No, it sounds very, very homey.
But I knew better. This was the song they played in Hillzone Act 1. Only it wasn't in reverse. Robotnik didn't look entirely nervous like Tails and Nipples. But he did have a suspicious look on his face, as if he had just been a bit paranoid. He did a little animation when I just let him stand there. He turned his head to the left and then the right at least twice and then shrugged at me, as if he had no idea where he was or what was going on. Even though I was scared out of my mind about what was going to happen, I had Robotnik continue onward. He did his usual running animation. You know, when you're beaten up at the end of classic Sonic games and you chase him, as we continue going through the hallway. Then I stopped at the long flight of stairs, headed downward. Now I was nervous. Even Robotnik seemed unsure of himself, though I pressed onward. As I led Robotnik down the stairs, I noticed that the walls had gotten darker and more reddish. The red touches are now an envy blue, and we landed on another hallway. This one was longer than the last one, or at least I felt like it. And then we headed down another flight of stairs, and this one was much more. Took at least an entire minute. Then
Stair Simulator, the game.
Oh, my favorite. Stairs! Oh boy! And then I heard a horrid Kefik laugh again. I heard that horrid Sans laugh again. And then the music slowly faded until it was quiet. As it did, the walls turned dark red, and the torches were black flames now. When Robotnik landed on the third hallway,
Very spooky.
I noticed he was now really creeped out. Though he tried hiding it, I couldn't blame him. I was scared too. Suddenly, Sonic popped out right in front of Baldy McNosehair. The same way he did Nipples. And in the red static lasted for about 15 seconds, and it showed me an unpleasant image. Yes, here we go.
Show me the most unpleasant image.
The image showed a hyper-realistic Sonic standing in the darkness, when you could only see his face while his head and torso faded into black.
It's the movie Sonic before they fixed him. Hyper-realistic Sonic.
And when I say hyper-realistic, I know he looked so realistic you could actually see the lines on his blue fur, as you could actually feel the fur if you touched the screen.
He's wiggling his toes.
Oh, don't make me think about that. Oh.
I'm so sorry.
His face, oh my god, he had the most horrific smile I'd ever seen, and that's saying something considering I see in that image at the start of the game. His eyes are wide and black and once again crying blood, which also looked hyper-realistic.
Of course it did.
This was the first creepypasta to actually use hyper-realistic.
This is the origin.
This is the origin of all the creepy, hyper-realistic shit. And there were two small gloved red dots in those black eyes, staring right at me, as if staring into my mind. His grin was wide and demonic. He literally stretched to the shape of the face like a Cheshire cat, except Sonic had fangs. Very sharp fangs, much like the werehog. That's all.
Oh my god, are you serious? That's the comparison they make?
Much like the werehog's teeth, except more vicious looking, somewhat yellowish. And from the looks of it, he had a stained blood and small bits of flesh on his lips and fangs as he was eating some animals. I stared at that gruesome image for about 30 seconds, never taking my eyes off it. I felt as if he was looking at me, smiling at me, that face. It was just 10 seconds for it to eke itself for my brain good.
Fun fact, hedgehog mothers will eat their own babies.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's scientifically accurate.
Then the screen flickered with red static 3 times, and on the third time I heard Sans' laugh. Except this time it sounded distorted, demonic even. I went back to the image again, except this time there was text again, though it was messed up, but it was pretty much one of the most horrifying things I had ever seen since I had this game. I am God.
God, is that you?
This is when the read that message while I look at Sonic when it hit me. I realized right here and then, this Sonic was a monster. Pure evil, sadistic, all-powerful, nightmarish, demonic monster. And all of his victims, including Tails, Nipples, and Baldy McNosehair, and possibly Kyle.
It's Kevin now, actually.
Oh, you got his name change. Mm-hmm. Are they just toys?
Because I couldn't remember it.
And just his little toys. The world is his very gateway from his chaos, nightmare's world, and the very hell his victims are trapped in. Suddenly, in an actual split second, I screamed as Sonic lunged at the screen, screeching loudly with his mouth wide open to an unnatural length, revealing more of his spiraling abyss of pure darkness before the red static came back. This time, much louder and distorted. So loud it hurt my ears. I yelled and grabbed my ears as my red static screamed for a good 7 seconds. Then, it stopped, and slowly, nothing but the black screen. As there stared back at me, one last text came up. Ready for round 2, Tom? The Sans laugh now sounded more clear as Sonic was right behind me, playing again 3 times as I looked at the text in shocked confusion. Then I booted back to the main menu. This time, the third save file had a TV screen of Baldy McNosehair in the same tormented state as Tails and Nipples. Baldy McNosehair's skin turned a dull gray. His mustache drooped. Oh no, he doesn't have the nose hair.
Oh no.
In black eye, his eyes, his glasses broken, blood coming from them. He had been a mere dead from like expression. I looked at Tails, Nipples, and Baldy, and I cried a bit. I pitied them for the agony they're going through, but they were forever trapped within the game, forever tortured by this horrendous hedgehog, and always will be. Then the computer shut off itself. It couldn't turn back on. No matter what I did, I sat there for another 25 seconds, horrified by what just happened. Sonic is the very embodiment of evil. No, I'm not. Well, maybe I am. He tortures people who play his games in more ways than one.
Yeah, that's true. I do that.
Yeah, that's a normal Tuesday for me. And then when he gets bored, he drags you into the game. Literally drags you to hell. Where can he play with you always as his toy?
My Sonic sounds like he's a chain smoker. Like, yeah, that's true. I do that.
Sounds more like Beetlejuice.
I mean,
I can't get the game out of my computer. I think it's stuck in there, but at least I managed to turn it back on now. After I sat there for 25 seconds, I heard a whisper right behind me. Trying to keep this interesting for me, Tom. I turned around to see where the voice came from, and when I saw my scream, sitting on my bed right behind me was a Sonic plush, smiling with blood stained under his eyes.
Oh my god.
And that's the end.
That's it.
Oh wait, the author here's the author's response after the creepypasta was deleted.
Okay, what's
the admission of the creepypasta wiki has finally decided to delete Sonic.exe off the wiki on the grounds that it was badly written and had too many cliches. It was a bad example of what creepypasta should be. Bull freaking horseshit. As you could see, I am furious from the fact that Actually, let me restart this.
Hold on a second. Okay. Now, first of all, this creepypasta invented a lot of these cliches.
Yeah, but it also furthered a lot of them too.
Yeah. So let's see it.
I deeply regret to inform you all that I have received some bad news. The admissions of the Creepypasta Wiki have decided to delete Sonic off of the wiki on the grounds that it was badly written and had too many cliches and was a bad example of what should be a creepypasta. Bull freaking horseshit. As you can see, I am furious from the fact that my masterpiece, which had won the hearts of millions and had made a massive impact on the internet, is being brought down by a bunch of jealous, arrogant... I'm not going to say that word.
Furry haters.
Our word furry haters. But that doesn't mean I'm going to sit down and take this lightly. Nope. They have been messing with this bull, and now they're going to call the horns. Listen, everyone, I need your help with this. We are at war here. I want every Sonic.exe fan who is reading this to get the word out. I want you to tell every other Sonic.exe fan out there.
You guys are hearing this live on the podcast, so pay attention.
Every artist, every follower of my creation after this. Tell your friends who are also Sonic.exe fans. If they have to tell them, we have to keep the spirits of Sonic.exe alive. Make some fan art. Make more videos. Block the haters. Praise Sonic.exe like you've never had before. Build websites dedicated to the grounds wherever you gotta do to keep him alive and strong. Just do it!
Just do it!
The deletion of
Don't
Sonic...
let your dreams be dreams. Just do it.
The deletion of Sonic.exe from the wiki is but a minor cut on our flower of greatness. My friend, that cut has done nothing but further the spread. We are the pollen of this flower. We need to prepare for the victory over the haters. The haters need to bleed for their crimes. Rejoice, my fellow Sonic.exe fans. Our glorious little hellspawn shall have the last laugh. This was the ultimate victory. The absolute subjection of the internet itself.
What the fuck?
So that message was posted on the Trollpasta wiki.
Okay, yeah. August 4th of 2015.
I think it was originally... It was uploaded
long before that.
I think it was like 2011.
So, like, back in the day, back when...
Oh, everyone was scared of Sonic.exe back in the day, pretty much. Oh, and there's the image right there. That doesn't look rusted at all, but okay.
No, it doesn't. Also, I mean, we can...
Oh, sorry.
Nah, it's alright.
Oh, well. Here we go. Yeah, it doesn't look...
No,
it's...
Well,
I
there's
mean, the
Sega
back...
666.
I mean, it's somewhat rusted.
666 CE.
Well, the funniest part about the game that I remember is if you actually beat the game on a PC, it will change whenever you go into Internet Explorer, it'll change it to be Sonic.exe screaming at you.
Oh my god, they change your preset?
They change your preset.
That sucks.
Also, you have to go...
Internet Explorer doesn't exist anymore, so...
I think it did count for Google as well. You had to go...
it worked on Chrome?
I think it worked on Chrome. No, they updated it so it would work on Chrome.
That sucks.
You have to go into your PC settings yourself and change it back.
I'd be so pissed.
Because every time you get the big, red, generic, super scary Sonic picture, and then it'd have creepy music and screaming playing in the background.
And his laugh, his horrible... Oh, God. What are we at?
We are at 1 hour and 45, which was, I was about to say...
This is our longest episode ever.
The longest episode we've ever done.
Congratulations. Do we want to cut it short or do we want to do one more?
Cut it short.
Cut it short.
It's the longest episode we've ever done. Let's cut it short.
Let's cut it short. No, do you want to go to the full 2 hours or do we want to cut it?
We can do one more. We can do the most iconic one, which is, I believe, is Jeff the Killer.
I was going to say it's Slender Man.
When I think creepypasta, I think Jeff the Killer
That's
more
fair.
than Slender Man. I think Slender Man kind of was more the video game than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is it. Is this the story or is this his?
The story's on here.
Yeah, full name Jeffrey.
But I wanted to include this so that you would have all the aliases because one of them is actually kind of funny.
Jeffrey Woods, Jeff the Killer, Jeffrey the Killer, Joker Reject.
Joker Reject or Joker Ripoff.
Oh man, he could have been in Smash.
I think that's the wrong Joker.
You never see it coming.
Also, how do you pronounce his brother's name? I cannot close this fucking tab. There we go.
Lou?
Is it Lou or Liu?
It could be Liu.
Presumed deceased. Okay.
I mean, they imply they killed him, didn't they, in the original? Well, which story are you going with?
Here it is. All right, so.
Oh, you're getting closer to it too.
Got to get real atmospheric. Actually, you want to turn around and turn the light down a little bit? Yeah, for the last one, we got to get.
Last one is.
Here we go. Well, not all the way.
No, it actually works really well. We look like a gaming Twitch channel now.
I know, right? All right.
Here, actually, when
Jeff
you have the Switch, can you change it to just blood red?
I can, yeah.
Change it to just blood red. Get it even.
No, I don't have the Switch. It's all the way over there.
Here, let's do that.
You gonna do it?
Professional podcast.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Podcast. We're getting halfway through it.
Hit the 7 button.
Where is the Switch? Oh, there it is.
It's on the cord. There we go.
7.
There we go. All right, cool.
Now we're in full atmosphere. The last story of today's podcast is Jeff the Killer.
Yeah. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of this one before. It's pretty niche, pretty underground.
It's a pretty underground creepypasta, if you tell me.
Jeff was a 13-year-old who moved to a new neighborhood with his brother Lou and their parents. On their first day of school, they were accosted by 3 bullies named Randy, Keith, and Troy. Whom Jeff brutally beat up after they threatened them with knives. Lou took the blame for it and was arrested, sending Jeff into a deep depression. The bullies... Okay, hold on. I don't think this is the actual story.
No, that's not the... Well, that is technically one of the stories.
It's like a summarized version.
Oh, that's the rebate, which is exactly what the story is.
Controversial image. Alright, hold on a second.
You're on the wiki article for Jeff the Killer. You're not on the story article
Okay.
for Jeff the Killer.
This is really good.
Yeah, that's comment sections.
I'm trying to find the sources. Okay, you know what? I can just like go into Safari and search.
Actually, here. Hey Siri.
Hey Siri. Search Jeff the Killer.
Okay, I found this on the web for Jeff the Killer. Check
Okay.
it out.
Oh, cool. All right. Oh wow, it's nice and dark.
There we go. Very serious here.
Where's the...
Creepypasta. Oh, there's the image.
Okay. This is like the original. It's not even like his... Okay, that's...
That's not it.
That's
Wait,
over
go
to the side here.
back. Here, I think you can... There was a link to the... Go back up. Creepypasta story.
Yeah, okay.
So go down to 5.
Well, I can just click the button.
It didn't let you.
Really?
It's not... Oh, no, it is. Okay, there it goes.
There we go. All right. Excerpt from a local newspaper. Fuck is jumping around. Wow, that's a lot of ads. Holy shit.
Ad blocker. Oh, you went back up.
That's a lot of ads. What the hell?
So it's good to know
My-
the Creepypasta website. We get this big ominous tome, and we can't even read the last
Here
story
we go.
correctly.
Okay. God damn it. Alright. Excerpt from... This looks fucking ridiculous. Look at this. Look at all the ads. Like,
It is ridiculous amount of ads.
and it's the same one repeating. Alright.
Here, you got...
I got this. Excerpt from a local newspaper. Ominous, unknown killer is still at large. After weeks of unexplained murders, the ominous unknown killer is still on the rise. After little evidence has been found, a young boy states that he survived one of the killer's attacks and bravely tells his tale. I had a bad dream and fuck!
Here, you want me to do...
Jumping around!
Here. Here, I can read for the quotes if you want.
Okay, alright,
I had a bad dream, and I woke up in the middle of the night.
says the boy.
I saw that for some reason the window was open, even though I remember it being closed before I went to bed. I got up and shut it once more. Afterwards, I simply crawled under the covers and tried to get back to sleep. That's why I had a strange feeling like somebody was watching me. I looked up and nearly jumped out my bed.
Do you see the issue?
My bed there, and the little ray of light illuminating from between the curtains. There was a pair of 2 eyes. They weren't regular eyes. They were very dark, ominous eyes. They were bounding in black and just plain out terrifying. That was when... What was it? Regular eyes, when I saw his mouth. A long, horrendous smile that made every hair in my body stand up. The figure stood there, watching me. Finally, after seemed like forever, he said it. A simple phrase, but he said it in only a madman could speak. He said, "Go to sleep." I let out a scream. That's what sent him at me. He pulled out a knife, aiming at my heart. I jumped out on the top of the bed. I fought him back. I kicked, I punched, I rolled, trying to knock him off of me. That's when my dad busted in. The man threw the knife. It went to my dad's shoulder. The man probably wouldn't finish him off if one of the neighbors hadn't alerted the police. They drove into the parking lot and ran towards the door. The man turned and ran down the hall. I heard a smash like glass breaking. As I came out of my room, I saw the window was going towards the back of my house and was broken. I looked out. It's to see him vanish into the distance. I can't tell you one thing. I will never forget the face. Those cold, evil eyes. And the psychotic smile. They will never leave me.
Police are still on the look for this man. If you see anyone that fits the description in this story, please contact your local police department. Jeff and his family had moved into a new neighborhood. His dad had gotten a promotion at work, and they thought it would be best to live in one of those fancy neighborhoods. Jeff and his brother Lou couldn't complain, though. A new, better house? What was not to love? As they were getting unpacked, one of the neighbors came by. "Hello," she said. "I'm Barbara. I live across the street from you."
Sorry.
Do you want to do the quotes?
No, I mean, I could do the quotes, but I just immediately thought it's like, my father is Commissioner Gordon. Yeah, I can do all quotes if you want.
Go ahead.
"Hello,"
she said.
"I'm Barbara. I live across the street from you. Well, I just wanted to introduce myself and introduce you to my son.
She turns around and calls her son over.
Billy, this is our new neighbors."
Billy said hi and ran back to play in his yard.
"Well, I'm Margaret. This is my husband Peter and my two sons, Jeff and Lou."
They each introduced themselves, and then Barbara invited them to her son's birthday. Jeff and his brother were both about to object when their mother said they would love to. When Jeff and his family were done packing, Jeff went up to his mom.
"Mom, why did you invite us to some kid's party? If you hadn't noticed, I'm not some dumb kid." "Jeff,"
said his mother,
"we just moved in here. We should show that we want to spend time with our neighbors. Now, we were going to the party, and that's final."
Jeff started to talk, but stopped himself, knowing that he couldn't do anything. Whenever his mom said something, it was final. He walked up to his room and plopped down on his bed. He sat there, looking at his ceiling, when suddenly he got a weird feeling. Not so much pain, but a weird feeling. He dismissed it as just some random feeling. He heard his mother call him down to get his stuff, and he walked down to get it. The next day, Jeff walked downstairs to get breakfast and got ready for school. He sat there, eating his breakfast. He once again got that weird feeling. This time it was stronger. It gave him a slight tugging pain, but he once again dismissed it. As he and Lou finished breakfast, they walked down to the bus stop. They sat there waiting for the bus, and then all of a sudden, some kid on a skateboard jumped over them, only inches above their laps. They both jumped back in surprise.
"Hey, what the hell?"
The kid landed and turned to them. He kicked his skateboard up and caught it with his hands, rather than with his teeth, which is what I was expecting.
Oh, that would have made logical sense.
That would have been really fucking cool. The kid seemed to be about 12, 1 year younger than Jeff. He wears an Aeropostale shirt and ripped jeans. Damn, that's outdated.
Well. It looks like we have some new meat.
Suddenly, two other kids appeared. One was super skinny, and the other was huge. The girth on this child.
Well, since you're new here, I'd like to introduce ourselves. Over there is Kevin.
Jeff and Lou looked over to the skinny kid. He had a dopey face that you would expect a sidekick to have.
And he's Troy.
They looked over at the fat kid and admired the girth of it. Talk about a tub of lard. This kid looked like he hadn't exercised since he was crawling.
And I,
said the first kid,
am Randy. Now, for all the kids in our neighborhood, there's a small price for bus fare. If you catch my drift.
Lou stood up, ready to punch the lights out of this Lou stood up, ready to punch the light out of the kid's eyes when one of his friends pulled a knife on him.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. I had hoped you would be more cooperative, but it seems we must be doing this the hard way.
The kid walked up to Lou and took his wallet out of his pocket. Jeff got that feeling again. Now it was truly strong, a burning sensation. He stood up, but Lou gestured for him to sit down. Jeff ignored him and walked up to the kid.
Oh, is this Randy?
This is a quote.
Listen here, you punk. Oh, no, this is...
This is Randy.
No, this isn't Randy.
Oh, no, this is Jeff.
This is Jeff.
Okay, yeah.
Listen here, you punk. Give back my brother's wallet or else.
Randy put the wallet in his pocket and pulled out his own knife.
Oh, what will you do?
Just as he finished the sentence, Jeff popped the kid in the nose. As Randy reached for his face, Jeff grabbed the kid's wrist and broke it. Randy screamed, and Jeff grabbed the knife from his hand. Troy and Keith rushed Jeff, but Jeff was too quick. He threw Randy to the ground. Keith lashed out at him, but Jeff ducked and stabbed him in the arm.
My leg!
It was the arm.
My other leg!
My upper legs.
My upper legs!
Keith dropped his knife and fell to the ground screaming. Troy rushed him too, but Jeff didn't even need the knife. He just punched Troy straight in the stomach, and Troy went down. Sorry, I don't know why I expected to throw up. As he fell, he did! He puked all over. Lou could do nothing but look in amazement at Jeff.
Jeff, how'd you...
was all he said. They saw the bus coming and knew they'd be blamed for the whole thing. So they started running as fast as they could. As they ran, they looked back and saw the bus driver rushing over to Randy and the others. As Jeff and Lou made to school, they didn't dare tell what happened. All they did was sit and listen. Lou just thought of that as his brother beating up a few kids, but Jeff knew it was more. It was something scary. As he got that feeling, he felt how powerful it was, the urge to just hurt someone. He didn't like how it sounded, but he couldn't help but feel happy. He felt that strange feeling go away and stay away for the entire day of school. Even as he walked home, due to the whole thing near the bus stop and how now he probably wouldn't be taking the bus anymore, he felt happy. When he got home, his parents asked him how his day was, and he said in a somewhat ominous voice. That word keeps getting used. They keep describing everything as ominous.
It was a wonderful day.
Next morning, he heard a knock at the front door. He walked down to find 2 police officers at the door, his mother looking back at him with an angry look.
Jeff, these officers tell me you attacked these 3 kids. It wasn't a regular fight, and they were stabbed. Stabbed, son!
Jeff's gaze fell to the floor, showing his mother that it was the truth.
Mom, they were the ones who pulled the knife on me and Lou. Son, we found
said
3.
one of the cops.
Yeah, we found 3 kids.
Son of a fuck. Where'd it go?
Oh, no,
Is it this way? All right.
3 kids, 2 stabbed, 1 having bruise on his shoulder. We have witness proving that you led the scene. Now, what do you tell? What does that tell us?
Jeff knew it was no use. He could say him and Lou had been attacked, but then there was no proof it was not them who attacked first. They couldn't say that they weren't fleeing because it keeps jumping. Because truth be told, they were. So Jeff couldn't defend himself or Lou.
Son, call down your brother.
Jeff couldn't do it since it was he who beat all those kids.
Sir, it was me. I was the one who beat up the kids. Lou tried to hold me back, but he couldn't stop me. The cop
looked at his partner, and they both nodded.
Well, kid, looks like a year in juvie. Wait! Says Lou.
They all looked up to see him holding a knife. The officers pulled their guns and locked them on Lou.
It was me. I beat those little punks to Mark to prove it.
He lifted up his sleeve and revealed cuts and bruises as if he was in a struggle.
Son, just put the knife down,
said the officer. Lou held up the knife and dropped it to the ground. He put his hands up and walked fuck, and walked over to the cops.
No, Lou, it was me. I did it.
Jeff had tears running down his face.
Oh, what is this, the cop?
No, I think this is Lou.
Hey, poor brother.
Huh, poor bro.
Huh, poor bro. Trying to take the blame for what I did? Well, take me away.
The police led Lou out to the patrol car.
Lou, tell me it was me. Tell them I'm the one who beat up those kids.
Jeff's mother put her hands on his shoulder.
Jeff, please. You don't have to lie. We know it was Lou. You could stop.
Jeff watched helplessly as the cop car speeds off with Lou inside. A few minutes later, Jeff's dad pulled into the driveway, seeing Jeff's face and knowing something was wrong.
Son, what's wrong?
Jeff couldn't answer. His vocal cords were strained from crying. Instead, Jeff's mother walked his father inside to break the bad news to him as Jeff wept in the driveway. After an hour or so, Jeff walked back in the house, seeing that his parents were both shocked, sad, and disappointed. He couldn't look at them. He couldn't see how they thought of Lou when it was his fault. He just went to sleep, trying to get the whole thing off his mind. 2 days went by with no word from Lou at the JDC. No friends to hang out with, nothing but sadness and guilt. That was until Saturday, when Jeff was awoken by his mother with a happy, sunshiny face. Now, why the fuck didn't Lou get a trial? They sent him straight to juvie. Now, trial.
No, they haven't had the trial yet. It's only been 2 days.
But they already sent him there.
No, they said it can get up to a year in juvie. Your sentence would be up to a year in juvie.
Well,
it's the day,
she said as she opened up the curtains and let light flood into the room.
What's today?
Asked Jeff as he stirs awake.
Well, it's Billy's party.
He was now fully awake.
Mom, you're joking, right? You don't expect me to go to some kid's party after...
There was a long pause.
Jeff, we know
We
what
both
happened.
know.
I think this party could be the thing that brightens up the past days. Now get dressed.
Jeff's mother walked out of the room and downstairs to get ready herself. He fought himself to get up. He picked out a random shirt and a pair of jeans and walked downstairs. He saw his mother and father all dressed up, his mother in a dress and his father in a suit. He thought, why would they ever wear such fancy clothes to a kid's party?
So is that all you're gonna wear?
Said Jeff's mom.
Better than wearing too much.
He said. His mother pushed down the feeling to yell at him and hid it with a smile.
Now, Jeff, we may be overdressed, but this is how you go if you want to make an impression.
Said his father.
Oh, that's his father.
Said his father. Jeff grunted and went back up to his room.
I don't have any fancy clothes.
He yells downstairs.
Just pick something.
Called his mother. He looked around in his closet for what he would call fancy. He found a pair of black dress pants he had for special occasions and an undershirt. He couldn't find a shirt to go with it. He looked around and found only striped and patterned shirts, none of which would go with dress clothes. That's bullshit. Striped shirts look very nice with dress clothes.
I've seen your closet.
Finally, he found a white hoodie and put it on.
You're wearing that?
They both said. His mother looked at her watch.
Oh no, time to change. Just go.
She said as she herded Jeff and his father out the door. They crossed the street over to Barbara and Billy's house. They knocked on the door and at it appeared Barbara, just like his parents, way overdressed. As they walked inside, all Jeff could see were adults, no kids.
The kids are out in the yard, Jeff. How about you go and meet some of them?
Said Barbara. Jeff walked outside to a yard full of kids. They were running around in weird cowboy costumes and shooting each other with plastic guns. He might as well be standing in a Toys R Us.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I guess they're back now, aren't they?
Somewhat.
Suddenly a kid came up to him and handed him a toy gun and a hat.
Hey, wanna play?
He said.
Oh, no, kid. I'm way too old for this stuff.
The kid looked at him with that weird puppy dog face.
Please.
Said the kid.
Fine.
Said Jeff. He put on the hat and started to pretend to shoot at the kid. At first he thought it was totally ridiculous, but then he started to actually have fun. It might not have been super cool, but it was the first time he had done something that took his mind off of Lou. So he played with the kids for a while until he heard a noise, a weird rolling noise. Then it hit him. Randy, Troy, and Keith all jumped over the fence on their skateboards. Jeff dropped the fake gun and ripped off the hat. Randy looked at Jeff with a burning hatred.
Hello, Jeff, is it?
He said.
We have some unfinished business.
Jeff saw his bruised nose. What? Is that a
I
quote?
think we're even. I beat the crap out of you, and you got my brother sent to JDC.
Randy got angry. Got an angry look in his eyes.
Oh, no, I didn't go for even. I go for winning. You must have kicked our ass that one day, but not today.
As he said that, Randy rushed at Jeff. They both fell to the ground. Randy punched Jeff in the nose, and Jeff grabbed him by the ears and headbutted him. Jeff pushed Randy off of him, and both rose to their feet. Kids were screaming and parents were running out of the house. Troy and Keith both pulled guns out of their pockets.
Oh. No more interruptions or guts will fly.
They're fucking 30s gangsters. Hey, no more interruptions or guts are gonna fly. You understand?
I knew how the story ended, so that's why I went with the...
Randy pulled a knife on Jeff and stabbed it into his shoulder. Jeff screamed and fell to his knees. Randy started kicking him in the face. After 3 kicks, Jeff grabbed his foot and twisted it, causing Randy to fall to the ground. Jeff stood up and walked towards the back door. Troy grabbed him.
Need some help?
He picks Jeff up by the back of his collar and throws him through the patio door. As Jeff tried to stand, he is kicked down to the ground.
Come on, Jeff. Fight me.
Oh, I lost you. Oh, here we go. Jeff. He picks up Jeff and throws him into the kitchen. Randy sees a bottle of vodka on the counter and smashes the glass over Jeff's head.
Fight!
He throws Jeff back into the living room.
Come on, Jeff. Look at me.
Jeff glares up, his face riddled with blood.
I was the one who got your brother sent to the JDC. How are you gonna sit here and let him rot in there for a whole year? You should be ashamed.
Jeff starts to get up.
Oh, finally! You stand and fight.
Jeff is now to his feet, blood and vodka on his face. Once again, he gets that strange feeling, the one in which he hasn't felt for a while. It's been 3 days.
Finally, he's up,
says Randy as he runs to Jeff. That's when it happens. Suddenly, something inside Jeff snaps. His psyche is destroyed. All rational thinking is gone. All he can do is kill. He grabs Randy and pile drives him to the ground. He gets on top of him and punches him straight in the heart. The punch causes Randy's heart to stop. Jesus, that's a strong hit.
Fatality.
As Randy gasps for breath, Jeff hammers down on him, punch after punch. Blood gushes from Randy's body until he takes one final breath and dies. Everyone's looking at Jeff now. The parents, the crying kids, even Troy and Keith. Although they easily break from the gaze and point their guns at Jeff, Jeff sees the guns trained on him and runs for the stairs. As he runs, Troy and Keith let out fire on him, each shot missing. Jeff runs up the stairs. He hears Troy and Keith follow behind. As they let out their final rounds of bullets, Jeff ducks into the bathroom. He grabs the towel rack and rips it off the wall. Troy and Keith race in, knives ready. Troy swings his knife at Jeff, who backs away and bangs the towel rack into Troy's face. Troy goes down hard, and now all that's left is Keith. He's more agile than Troy, though. They keep bringing up how fat and disgusting Troy is.
Damn, Troy.
It's the fucking rabbit again.
That fucking rabbit.
The girthy-ass rabbit. The thick-ass rabbit. I lost where I was. He's more agile than Troy, though, and ducks when Jeff swings the towel rack. He drops the knife and grabbed Jeff by the neck. He pushed him into the wall. A thing of bleach fell down on top of him from the top shelf. It burned both of them, and they both started screaming. Jeff wiped his eyes as best he could. He pulled back the towel rack and swung it straight into Keith's head. As he lay there bleeding to death, he let out an ominous smile.
What's so funny?
Asked Jeff. Keith pulled out a lighter and switched it on.
What's funny?
He said.
What's funny is that you're covered in bleach and alcohol.
Jeff's eyes widened as Keith threw the lighter on him. As soon as the flame made contact with him, the flames ignited the alcohol in the vodka. While the alcohol burned him, the bleach bleached his skin. Jeff let out a terrible scream as he caught on fire. He tried to roll out the fire, but it was no use. The alcohol had made him a walking inferno. He ran down the hall and fell down the stairs. Everybody started screaming as they saw Jeff, no man on fire. Dropped to the ground, nearly dead. The last thing Jeff saw was his mother and the other parents trying to extinguish the flame. That's when he passed out. When Jeff woke, he had a cast wrapped around his face. He couldn't see anything, but he felt a cast on his shoulder and stitches all over his body. He tried to stand up, but he realized there was some tube in his arm, and when he tried to get up, it fell out and the nurse rushed in.
I don't think you can get out of bed yet,
she said as she...
Oh.
Where the fuck to go? There it is. She said as she put him back in bed and reinserted the tube. Jeff sat there with no vision, no idea of what his surroundings were. Finally, after hours, he heard his mother.
Honey, are you okay?
She asked. Jeff couldn't answer, though. His face was covered, and he was unable to speak.
Oh, honey, I have great news. After the witness told the police that Randy confessed to trying to attack you, they decided to let Lou go.
Where are we at? It jumped again. This made Jeff almost bolt up, stopping halfway, remembering the tube coming out his arm.
He'll be out tomorrow. Then you two will be able to be together again.
Jeff's mother hugs Jeff and says her goodbyes. The next couple of weeks were those where Jeff was visited by his family. They came the day where his bandages were removed. His family members were all there to see it and what he would look like. As the doctors unwrapped the bandages from Jeff's face, everyone was on the edge of their seats. They waited until the last bandage holding the cover over his face was almost removed.
Let's hope for the best,
said the doctor. He quickly pulls the cloth, letting the rest fall from Jeff's face. Jeff's mother screams at the sight of his face. Lou and Jeff's dad stare in awe, awestruck at his face.
What?
Damn. Have some composure, lady.
What happened to me?
Jeff said. He rushed out of bed and ran to the bathroom. He looked in the mirror and saw the cause of the distress. His face. It's horrible. His lips were burned to a deep shade of red. His face was turned to a pale white color, and his hair singed from the brown to black. That is not how fire works. Or bleach. He slowly put his hand to his face. He had a sort of leathery feel to it now. He looked back at his family and then back in the mirror.
Jeff?
Said Lou.
It's not that bad. Not that bad,
said Jeff.
It's perfect.
His family was equally surprised. Jeff started laughing uncontrollably. His parents noticed that his left eye and hand were twitching.
Jeff, are you okay? Okay. I've never felt more happy. Look at me. This face goes perfect with me. He couldn't stop laughing.
He couldn't stop laughing. He stroked his face, feeling it, looking at it in the mirror. What caused this? Well, you may recall that when Jeff was fighting Randy, something in his mind, his sanity, snapped. Now he was left as a crazy killing machine that is, his parents didn't know.
Doctor,
said Jeff's mom.
is my son all right? In the head?
Oh yeah, he's fine.
Oh yes, this behavior is typical for patients who have taken very long amount of pain medication. His behavior doesn't change in a week. Bring him back here. We'll give him psychological treatment. Oh, thank goodness, Doctor.
Jeff's mother went over to Jeff.
Jeff, sweetie, it's time to go.
Jeff looked away from the mirror. His face still formed into a crazy smile.
Okay, Mommy.
His mother took him by the shoulder and took him to get his clothes. Also, wasn't he stabbed in the shoulder? That's pretty shitty.
This is what came in,
said the lady at the desk. Jeff's mother looked down to see the black dress pants and the white hoodie her son wore. Now they were clean of blood and now stitched together.
They stitch at hospitals?
Yeah, I don't think they do.
They'll wash it, but I've never seen somebody actually, if it's torn.
Also, to get blood stains out of a white hoodie, that's a lot of bleach.
You could say it's enough bleach for his face.
Also, wouldn't they just be like burned?
No, it was pre-bleached. Remember, he got it poured all over him. It was pre-bleached, so it was safe overall. It was soaked overnight.
Then they left, not knowing that this was their final day of life. Later that night, Jeff's mother woke to a sound coming from the bathroom. It sounded as if someone was crying. She slowly walked over to see what it was. When she looked into the bathroom and saw the horrendous sight, Jeff had taken a knife and carved a smile into his cheeks.
Jeff, what are you doing?
Asked his mother. Jeff looked over to his mother.
I couldn't keep smiling, Mommy. It hurt after a while. Now I can smile forever.
Jeff's mother noticed his eyes ringed in black.
Jeff, your eye. You're covering it with your hand.
Am I?
Yes.
From your angle? I thought my hand was like down here.
Yeah, but you were covering it like that.
Okay.
Jeff, your eyes.
His eyes were seemingly never closing.
I couldn't see my face. I got tired and my eyes started to close. I burned out the eyelids so I could forever see myself. My new face.
You're gonna go blind, Jeff. Jeff's mother slowly started to back away, seeing that her son was going insane.
What's wrong, Mommy? Aren't I beautiful? Yes, son.
She said,
You are. Let me go get Daddy. So he could see your face.
She ran to the room and shook Jeff's dad from his sleep.
Honey, get the gun.
Get the gun!
Me.
She stopped as she saw Jeff in the doorway holding a knife.
Mommy, you lied.
That's the last thing they heard as Jeff rushes them with a knife, gutting them both. His brother Lou woke up, startled by some noise. He didn't hear anything else, so he just shut his eyes and tried to go back to sleep. As he was on the border of slumber, he got the strangest feeling that someone was watching him. He looked up before Jeff's hand covered his mouth. He slowly raised the knife, ready to plunge it into Lou. Lou thrashed here and there, trying to escape Jeff's grip. Shh, Jeff said.
Just go to sleep. And that's the end.
And that's the end.
We are 2.5 hours in.
We are 2.5 hours in?
2.5 hours in.
Damn, okay.
I would like to thank you all for listening to the Frying Pan Into the Fire podcast. And if you were watching us live, thank you for tuning in live.
Yeah, thank you for being patient with us on our first live stream. This is a lot of fun. We'll probably be doing this more in the future.
This episode will probably be split on Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you can get your podcasts.
Yeah, we'll probably make this into 2 parts.
That's what I was about to say. Save it. Make it a 2-parter.
That's a good idea. But yeah, thank you all for joining us. If you want to keep up with us, you can follow us on Twitter at Frying Pan Pods or on our Instagram at Frying Pan Podcast. Remember to follow us wherever you get your podcast, and we will be with you again next time. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.